of people here, man.
Oh, my name is Soon. Yeah. No, we need to tell me when you're
No, thank you.
Ready.
Jesus, man. There's a lot of people here, man. There's a tough one there. Yo. Show bafethu. Ninjani bafethu? Engathi nithukile so. Ni grand. Awunayimeli no, asikrand.
Sanmonan Majid. Is my mic on? Can you guys hear me at the back? Sanmonan, guys, Sanmonan. This is so overwhelming. Like, truly overwhelming.
Oh, I see.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
3, 2, 1.
Are you good?
I am. Sanbona Mafethu.
This is overwhelming.
Except who's in charge of the program?
Now push it.
I also push
Mlotshwa. Koni protocol, maybe observe.
Yeah.
Hi, man.
Yes, sir. It's so nice to see you guys, man. Welcome.
Yeah. I think Lungelo, if you can just do the love and appreciation to the lads from my point, guys. Before Skale, what a humbling feeling this is. Truly humbling. Ngiyabonga. On behalf of AMAGENTS, being part of a community, school sane, learning from you guys. It's been a beautiful journey, and being in a space like this where Sisonke as AMAGENTS, Sisonke as AMAGENTS, like we are honored and we are humbled, and yeah, man. So on my far right, I've got the God himself.
Hey,
Come to God! Come to God! Come to God!
The guy who's always right. My older brother, I'm always grateful because unlike a lot of gents who didn't have a mentor in me, I had one.
Yeah.
You know, so Lungelo, thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate you. We are Kulisa and we learn from you.
thank you.
And then we've got the one and only Tebogo Kibine. So from a journey point to Tebogo as owner and the founder of Tribal Media House, he's played a very important role in terms of the podcast, in terms of all the other podcasts. You know, we've worked very closely with Tribal, and now working with Utebza in AMAGENTS. You're a brother, and you're Kulisa boy. Sabonga Fetu, we love you.
Thank God.
And then there's just me.
Oh no, guys, on my left, I've got Mr. Muscle himself, the Yellow Melo himself, Mr. Mlotshwa. Man, thank you, man, for always being there for us in Fetu. You always throw a few nuggets there and there when we're filming, so Siabonga Fetu.
Thank you. And then the guy who always says we shouldn't name him, I'm not too sure what's up.
There, behind Ukium Cup.
Guys, Usizwe Dube, a lot of the stuff that happens in the background, there. Sizwe Siabonga Fetu.
There's Caesar there, Caesar Fetu.
MK in his absence, Dude Productions, yes. MK in his absence, the editing, the chopping it up. Stuff.
That was nice.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to hand over to my brother because he loves doing protocol. Do the things.
It's very scary to be here. We gathering him a Black Panther. You know, I once heard a theory that our universities in this country limit how many black men they accept because of fear that if ever these guys come together and get organized, they'll turn the campus upside down. I don't know how true it is. As my brother said, it's very overwhelming to see you guys. Siyabonga bafethu support yenu. Like, besides just being in this room, for the fact that you guys tune in every single Friday morning, for the fact that you guys hear us, for the fact that you guys see yourselves in some of us or in some of our guests, importantly. Siyabonga kakhulu. There's some special people I want to thank just up front because we might forget later. ALX, of course, for hosting us here. I'm not sure who's representing ALX or who wants to put their hands up. I think sometimes by Saba.
Okay, I think they'll come through.
Okay, they will come through.
Yeah.
To present what ALX is about.
Yeah, well, let's do it like
no
the last
problem.
time.
Thank you to ALX for the venue. Thank you to the people that were involved in some of the behind the scenes stuff. There's I think it's called the green room at the back where some of us were chilling before we came in. There were people that were running that. I won't mention their names. They know who they are with everything that was set up there. There's feedback on the mic.
Not really.
Okay, no problem.
Sharp.
Apologies for that. The crew, of course, all the guys you can see with the cameras. I'm not going to mention all of them. They know themselves. Of course, Utube, who's trying to fix the sound as well. And then we've got some VIPs today. VIPs to us because they're very close friends and brothers of ours. Before I speak about them, because they're sitting up here, there are women that insisted that they would come through today.
Yeah, I see.
I just want to give you guys a shout out, man. You don't get it. Men and especially black men in this country are under siege. We know it. We try to speak about it and we get called a lot of names. But there are some of you crazy women, for some weird reason, who actually care about us and want to hear what we have to say because maybe at Good Fathers or maybe your father wasn't around. Maybe you guys have sons or maybe you just love your boyfriend and your husband. And you're saying, I want to be a better woman and I want to understand this loser. Because I can understand. So before I give these VIPs a shout out, I just want to say a shout out to all the women in the crowd. And I'd like the gents to please give them a round of applause. Must I introduce each of you?
Let's do. Let's start from Hakeem, and then we come all the way to Mustafa.
You want to go? Please go for it.
Please, can you stand up, Hakeem? I officially met Hakeem, I think, a month ago. We had you on today's episode. With Tuputwandile, and the journey that, I went through with you was phenomenal. So the fact that Ula Namhlanje, brother, truly, humbly, siyabonga putam. So mabakubone.
Phakama mngam. Bakubone. Please keep going.
Shawandi.
The man from Hope Harbor. The legend, the myth. He was also on the app vandaag. Sugoma bakubone mfowethu.
Wandile brother.
Sorry, Wandile made quite an impression last time he was here with us. A lot of the people that watched the video afterwards that didn't attend were very touched by some of the things that you said. And I think they appreciate the person you are, what Hope Harbor represents for speaking to men and boys as well. So, Putwandile Samoga Kulfes.
And then we have Mr. Soweto himself.
From one of the country.
The most handsome man in South Africa. International model. The man in white. Ike Khumalo.
Guys, just a quick one. We begged him to be part of the panel.
Yes, we did.
And he was like, today he just wants to sit back, enjoy, and give feedback. So
I refused,
Amachita. So we appreciate you,
And then we have someone, up in the green room, we told him he was supposed to be or is going to be the next president of the country. The man who can mobilize SA right now.
I think I'm the smartest guy in this room. There's one guy in this room that I know personally that sort of shakes me just a bit in terms of intelligence. Just a bit. He's sitting in front here with specs. We had him 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I believe. He's a data cruncher. He's so articulate. And right now he's semi-created to the Eastern Cape because he's trying to develop his home, which is something that we can all learn from him. Ubhuti uzimasa vabaza. There's a lot of guys that I don't think are here, but I know Siabulela Nhlanhla, one of our brothers,
our city
is here in spirit. Another brother of ours, Uthemba Nkosi, popularly known as DJ Euphonic. I don't think Naves is here.
Yeah, so Naves is doing his birthday celebration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Naves.
Shout out to Spectacular as well, yeah.
What Cleo was supposed to
DJ Cleo.
Yeah, he's Cleo's en route, I think, as well.
He's
en route, yeah.
Okay. Usolomzi, one of our favorite, I think my favorite podcast in South Africa. Saul Penduga, shout out to him as well. And so many other guests that we've had on AMAGENTS. Of course, we've given a shout out to Grootman, to the Grootman of the nation, Oprah Ike. And then because this will be online on YouTube, man, I want to give a shout out to some of our day ones. I don't know all of them, but there's the guy on the train. Nhlanhla Zulu. I want to give him a shout out, the Zulu colonizer.
Yeah.
In the Independent Cape. There's a gent called Otwa who's always in the comments. There's a gent who's always representing Mediclinic desk. That's always in the comments. Gents that represent Tembisa 012. In Zule. And then someone who's always saying reporting from Queen. I don't know if that means in England.
In England, probably.
Okay. And then everyone else that I haven't mentioned. Guys, we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I know I'm not the official master of ceremonies, English today, but I came here because I think this platform is for you guys to come and vent and talk. If you guys watched the last video of the live, more than anything, more than listening to us, it was for you guys to actually come and share. We learn from the guys on the floor. So as soon as it opens to the floor, please don't be scared. I hope this is a safe space. And if you want to share something very, very personal that is sensitive, maybe just pretend it's a friend of yours or whatever the case may be. But hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll start having real safe spaces where men can actually open up and vent and speak about some of the issues we have that social media won't allow us to speak about because algorithms take this stuff down, and other things that you might get cancelled for because your employer might feel some type of way, or wannabe feminists start catching feelings. But as men, we need to have spaces. And for the fact that you guys are here again, I just want to say thank you very much. I hope you guys will enjoy tonight. Please give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah, man, thank you guys. In true AMAGENTS, we actually have no agenda.
Yeah,
we really don't. It's going to be very free-flowing Q&A from Get. Q&A, just keep it short. If you want to direct something to Mustafa, you want to direct something to Praik, say that. But ideally, we want what is Kulsane and learn from each other.
Sure.
So be understanding in mic time. So put up your hand, we'll come to you, we'll give you the mic, and then you can address it, and then we start going from there. Secret song Simnand.
I just know how much is the mic ALX? The other chant? Oh, perfect. Those are the two chants there. In the card, I'm a mic.
Sure, I think people will just put their hands up.
Okay, cool.
If you don't want to be on camera, please also just say you don't want to be on camera. And then you won't be on camera, and then we can just start the conversations from there.
Okay.
We'll record you, but then in the edit.
Won't see your face, yeah.
Just if you're like, I don't want to be on camera, but I want to say, sure.
Okay, what are we talking about?
I've got topics.
Yeah, nice.
We don't have topics, He's got topics. He's got topics. Of course he has topics.
Excess is keep Ubalo. Sorry.
You got topics? I'm a phone, Buffett, please.
Anjan.
Just like put him on airplane. What's your first topic? I'll show you one, and then we will take it to the floor.
I want to read everything that I wrote here and then make like a small note.
This is not the kitchen, Don.
It's okay.
Yeah, read.
I think if anything resonates with you guys, then you'll share.
Sure.
Whatever. So one of the thoughts I had was one of the things we spoke about when we started last time, which is the definition of a man. And I just want to reiterate what my opinion was. And if anyone has a differing opinion
on
the definition of being a man in 2026. So first and foremost, I spoke about being a leader, which is very important. I think many of us feel like that's been taken away from us. So wherever you are, and leadership, by the way, starts with self. But in any room that you're in, whether whether it's in corporate, whether it's running your business, whether it's in your relationship, do not ever be scared to lead. Because historically, when we speak about manhood, we speak about leaders. And the fact that someone has sort of relegated us without our permission to let other people lead. Don't let anyone dim your light, very importantly. Number 2, accountability. To me, a real man is someone that takes accountability for their decisions. Whether the consequences are good or bad, you're like, I decided this. As soon as you start saying, yeah, but it's apartheid, it's the ANC, you're turning yourself into a child.
You're removing your power away.
That means you're not a man, then you're a boy. And if you're a boy, then it's okay, then other men will lead you.
And you must tell us you're a boy, Pel.
By doing that, you're telling us, basically. So accountability is very important. There was a third one I forgot, but I'll mention just those 2.
Can I?
Oh, I remember the third one.
Oh, I wanted to add one. I think I was speaking to, was it Simpiwe? Yeah, I think you can I talk about your topic? Will you bring it up? So while we were setting up here, speaking about men not being able to speak or to talk, we've lost some amazing brothers. Obviously the one on TV being the Bafana star, and
Jaden Adams.
Shout out. We've lost Upibo as well, but there's many.
Lukobo, Makwetini.
You know, there's many in our own personal lives. I know I've lost friends, close friends, and not having spaces where we can actually talk. You know, safe spaces. You know, because Uzoba vulnerable with Imam and Masin Qabana, she'll take it out in the most toxic way. So how do we navigate? I don't know if I'm asking your question properly. So if you can just ideate around those things, how can we create spaces where, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah, no, sure.
This is what's happening. Or I go to Imam and say, this is the situation. So I'd like to add that topic as well.
Okay. The third point I think was problem solving. Again, to me, Indoda must be able to solve problems. I know for many of us today, problem solving just means money. But you don't actually need money to solve a lot of problems. Money is just a tool. The problem is all of the other solutions to solving problems have been taken away from us as well, especially with this hollow schooling system that we have. Some of the things that we look down on, umsebenzi wezandla, was some of the things that you could solve. Like if your tap is leaking, you don't need money for a plumber. You can fix it yourself. But we haven't learned those things. So problem solving becomes the third one that I raised last time. I saw a TikTok video today where a lady was speaking about being a single wife in a marriage. I think I've spoken before.
Hi.
Yeah.
You're a single wife. You're a single wife in a marriage.
Yes. What do you mean?
Also, this will find new ways to give themselves a pat on the back.
So, I think it's real, man.
So we've spoken about being a single mother in a marriage where the woman is actually maintaining the kids by herself and doing all the hands-on stuff by herself because and is not helping with the nappies. So it is possible to be a single mother. So she was speaking about being a single wife where the guy was not showing up. He married her for whatever reason, whatever the case may be. But she realized she was in the marriage by herself. And in that conversation, something that came up was this idea of marriage material, which we always speak about wife material for a woman. But we don't speak about what husband material is.
Yeah.
Do we actually know what it means to be husband material? And do we tick those boxes?
And now problem shut each other because it's patisile. I none of it.
No, but it's an interesting. Think about the conversation we had with Uwandi and Uhakim.
Sure.
So maybe I might just throw it back to you guys. So we were speaking around the ability or the lack thereof choosing a partner.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've all been victim to looking at the rapper. You know, to pick based on how they look. Based on the interview phase, and 6 months down the line, you realize, this is not the one. A year down the line, 2 years, 2 kids later, you realize this is not the one. And how we navigate just the early stages of ukuthi umuntu ngimkhetha kanjani before I get to that wife stage or the mother of my kid stage.
Sure.
What are those indicators? So Machita, just ideate on that when we open up so that you guys can just come through.
I just want to
chat to that.
add another one. When you speak about manhood, I think a man who can sacrifice himself for his family is a dangerous man. If you can be of sacrifice and faith and do whatever it takes to help your family, then I think you're dangerous for society, man.
Sacrifice kanjani?
Anything and everything for your family. You agree? Yeah.
Okay. That's your topic that you want to raise? Okay.
That's
because I'm going to move and I'm going to sit there.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Everything.
You know, I'm speaking about when you've got a family. I could be in family. Whether it's your immediate family, it's your, what is the other family called? Whatever they're called. Extended family. You know, as a thing, Majita are in a situation where they all want a soft life as well.
Sure.
You know, soft life is dangerous, in fact. A woman can't want to spend it, Zipo. No, I'm just saying, man, you know, when we all want the same thing in the household, it becomes very dangerous, man. Fair. Because who is then leading this house?
Sure.
If you're saying you're equal to a madam, who must then? Because you guys are speak about things, for me, they don't make sense. Sure. You must wake up first. Like, why are you even having that chat? So I think I'm actually at a stage where they don't want to also sacrifice for the family. Because you're a man, Fit. Why else are you here? Or like,
so we've bolted down those topics, guys. Yeah. Let's have that marinate. Nhlanhla, if you can just come and chat about that. Hakeem, if you can touch on the indicators around picking a partner. What was the first one? The accountability.
I wasn't done.
I got it. Hey, okay. I'm gonna share 3 topic, then straight I'm topic.
Sausage.
Please manage him, bro.
I'm gonna share 3.
My brother and I love rugby very much. No TK. Shout out to TK.
I wanted to say something about Tutuk when I saw him because we locked eyes and I was like, oh.
Okay, we don't need to hear that. Locking eyes.
I can't say that. Okay. Some exposure about.
So we love rugby very much, and there was an All Blacks, New Zealand All Blacks coach. I think it was Steve Hansen. I think he was asked the question, "How do you guys develop All Blacks?" And he said, "We don't develop All Blacks. You are an All Black, and then we identify you and we bring you into the fold." I use that as an analogy to speak about a wife, and this is my opinion. I don't think you groom a wife or groom a woman into a wife. I think you find a woman who is living as a wife. You know, whenever I hear a woman saying something that I will submit for the right man, I really think that's a no. Because Ubiena should submit to a vision and an authority that allows it to submit. So you shouldn't have to get married and wait, probation, because you've already seen her qualities. In the same way, and I think this is one of the reasons some marriages fall apart, is a lot of women marry men and then they expect you to change.
Sure.
And if I was to ask, Lomchita, before you married him, he did, but I mean, we're married now. I'm like, okay. That was your mistake.
I need to project. That's what
we want to unpack. What are those indicators?
No problem.
Sure.
This is going to be the last one.
Yes, please.
There's like 4 more, but this is going to be the last one.
This is the last one.
Hey guys, imagine growing up in the same house.
Hey, Chief.
Okay, I'll do one more, and then I want to ask you guys questions. If you can put your hands up. So the last one is going to be, I'd like you guys on the floor to answer this question because it's one of my favorites when we sit. How do we solve unemployment for men? How do we solve the money issue for men? Practical solutions, because we always speak high level. But there are guys who are struggling out there. And whenever we come to spaces where men want to speak, one of the most emasculating things is not having a job and not having money. You immediately get relegated to being umfana. Nagini nje, ahambe phela yolanda utamati, usuqobo anyanis now with the women. Because I knew. So that's one of the things I hope, maybe you guys have solutions or maybe you want to share something on that. I wanted to ask in the audience, you guys must please put up your hands, and this is the last thing I'm doing. How many of you grew up with a father in the household?
Oh, that's...
Okay, please put your hands down.
Wait, partner. Oh, please ask that again. I just want to count something.
You want to count?
Yes.
You want to count?
Yeah. No,
Okay. Who grew up with their father in the household? Generally.
Yeah, okay.
My father was present.
Like a Sunday nyana. Yeah.
No. Okay, let me try again. Sorry, my friends. Let me try again. Guys, if you tell me like Bel Spa in Cape Town, siyambongela, but that means he wasn't in the home. I'm trying to figure out just that presence of when I get home, time alkhona, makoninking eskoleni. It's not a matter of at the end of the month or in the time who had a present father in the household on a regular basis?
I know. It's very few, eh?
Are you happy? Please put your hands down. Okay, who didn't grow up without a father in the home? Your father wasn't there. Whether they Spana or Mazi or Washona, whatever the case may be. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you will come to the
The second one is, how many of you had older brothers or cousins that were around regularly at home?
I know. No.
I think I know.
I'm cousin.
Please put your hands down. Please put your hands down. And then how many didn't grow up with an older brother or older male cousins regularly in the home?
Hey.
Thank you very much. So one of the reasons I asked this secondary question is because you may have had a present father, but you may not have connected with him. Some of us actually got a lot of our grooming and satotiswa, like our older brothers type of situation. And then my last question is, I should have thought this one through.
But tata go round nahan. Tata ba.
Angikhulumi lezi zinto zena ngikuzithini. Bethi how many of you are present fathers currently in the home? Yeah, yehlisani. Baba, sesizwile yehlisani.
Shy lay guy there.
Okay.
I won't tell you brandy wena.
Sorry, last one.
All right.
I want you to add one.
We don't need to know the reasons, but I'd like you to put your hand up if you have a child or children whose lives you're not present in.
Hey. Yeah,
if you can please put up your hand.
Hey. Inzima le.
Two.
Okay. What's the last one?
Guys, just quickly.
You want to ask?
Manalunga, just 2 seconds. Guys, we just want to give a quick shout out to Coach Noni. Bajita. Guys, as just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. I think out there on social media, we are labeled, we are called men are trash, we are called deadbeats, we called all types of painful terms. And it's always amazing and, again, beautiful when you see sisters who's actually on our side. So thank you so much for being that voice, and we appreciate you. Sabon.
I wanted to be done talking. Utebza gave me one more poll question. It's his fault, Umpandlan. If you know someone personally or are related to someone or have heard of someone relatively close to you, not a stranger, not a celebrity, if you know someone close to you, a man who's taken his life for whatever reason, please can you put your hand up?
Shit.
Not celebrities, no.
Damn. That's a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
That's a big one. Yeah,
Thank you for putting your hands up.
Sure. Jesus. Okay. I think we're going to start with the unemployment one. Then Relax will come in. It's young, Mustafa. Okay, sure. Yeah. Please. please be close to the mic.
Please can you guys give Mustafa a round of applause? Thank you.
So I think. Yeah, please be very, very close to the mic.
Yeah.
So I think how we're going to do it is all of us will have Amachita come up, or they can be on the floor, which is okay. I guess now it's about the economy and the advice via what Mlotshwa asked about. Umchita mfethu husband, mfethu advisor jwang, or so that he can also be respected in society if that's what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the first thing that we as guys need to do to make our lives easier is to have frameworks.
Okay.
Frameworks on how we make decisions. I always preach this in my family, in my business and everything. Okay. Decisions are easier to make if you have a way of making decisions, so that you take away a lot of the pressure. You just input maybe those factors, those characteristics for that particular decision you need to make. I always say to people that I can only ever judge you on the decisions you make based off the choices you had.
Yeah.
And then the framework that you used. So I think when it comes to money, there's two things I always say, like even when I give talks, I think there are two frameworks that people should have or kind of understand to operate around. One is your personal framework. It's what work do I do? Am I studying? Am I doing something? What am I doing economically or trying to do economically? How much money does it give me? From that money, what lifestyle do I then take this money and live? And then on top of that, at the top is what purpose am I serving? So that's my personal framework.
Okay.
That helps me understand a lot of things about me as I walk through the world. Then I think for the community, I think there was one from Dr. Claude Anderson. I think he's a very good sort of framework specialist from America, Black American doctor and professor and scholar. And he says, look, I think to build our communities, it kind of fits into this framework. He says, we've got to think about the money. Then from there, we've got to say to ourselves, okay, how do we relate to things like justice, law and order around ourselves? How do we figure out the police? How do we figure out the media? How do we figure out education around ourselves? And then ultimately, how do we move money in our communities?
Yeah.
Right? But we can't think about talking about money in our communities when we don't have the work. Those are some of the things that we need to have a discussion with. But in our personal spaces, in our personal lives, we need to have hard decisions about how we deal with money. So whether or not you are a business person, whether or not you are a 9-to-5er, and I think 9-to-5ers are one of the most downtrodden people ever, because I mean, I'm a 9-to-5. Everyone's like, no, I'd never date a guy who's going to take me to Durban like once, twice every year, or drive a BMW, blue, mid-rent. So it's almost like there's a spec.
Mara, why mid-rent,
right?
Mr.
No, it's there's a spec. No, but it's the spec that society has given for men.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you stay at a particular place, people are going to say particular things about you, and they're going to assume certain things. And I'll give you a very short sort of like story around money and guys and Amachita. There's a guy here, his name is Lombo. I don't know where he is. There he is. That's one of my favorite, that's one of my brothers there. That's one of my, Mpande. That's Lombo Mpande. And I told him before that I was going to put him on the spot. I believe he is probably, outside of my banker, my accountant, he's the one person who knows my financial situation, and I know his. And it is something we built over time as two guys to say, Fet anayo ikesh, count zaming something, and we move vice versa. And this came about from just after COVID, when we realized that we didn't have structures around us where we could truly be honest and be vulnerable. Think about how many divorces happened around COVID, right? They happened because of many things, but particularly because of imali. Because as Amachita, we couldn't have it out in the open and be like, yo, things are really bad, they're terrible. Sure. These are the times where I had to take back a lot of cars and be like, hey, I can't afford this car.
Car.
Yeah, man.
I'm a tears.
Yeah, I'm a tears. But at the same time, we were having conversations about what are we going to do in the next 5 years. We had 5-year plans. And I dare say, relative to the things we've been having, the conversations and the touching of bases where we've said, what are you doing with this? What am I doing with that? We've really hit a lot of the things that we wanted to do, that we spoke about in 2020 at the height of depression, at the height of situations, financial situations not making sense, at the height of moving money around back and forth and saying, "Ntwana, 500, uyithumele kweli cala ndizayibuyisa." And that's those type of relationships every guy needs, where you can truly be honest with Umchita and you can ask for the smallest amount of money that'll get you by this week.
Sure.
Even if you're somebody who looks like, you know, they're in this car, they're in a Beamer, they're in a Merc, they're in this. These are the things that lead to the depression around money that causes people to take their lives.
Sure.
Because you then weigh everything around you, the responsibilities you have from your close family, from your extended family, from family back home. Because for a lot of people, like Akosakaya Gauteng, and at some point, you are then seen as somebody who can provide more than what you actually have.
Yeah.
And those are the things that financially we need to have a conversation around. And then I think lastly, we don't have even a language of money with our families. Language around money. Language. Imali in families, it's a hidden away thing. It always has been. We thought it would change, right? Because our parents they're younger than, and they lived through an economy that allowed them to really dream. We didn't really have those things, right? We've lived through multiple global recessions where when you think you're building, something's going to pull you back every single time. So now you're still expected that a 35-year-old should have a house. I have these conversations with my mom and I'm like, no. I won't do that. You lived through Mbeki's era. You had a shit ton of money. You had a lot of money. I know how much you were making in those days, right? Because you were a public servant. I could go check Sunday Times at the back and be like, oh, this level of person makes this much. You've bought houses and all of these things, but that was your journey. Sure. Our journey is a whole lot different. So when you ask me, but you travel the world, you do all of these things. Did you know it's not for me? Because I also understand the chains that come with those houses. And a lot of people, a lot of our friends through COVID realized where you and your partner are paying 30K, it jumps to 39 to 40K in 1 month. And you're like, how do you do this? Do you leave your house? Your whole entire existence, your being is tied to this thing. You understand? So I think as we need to have those open conversations. And for me, with the people that I think I care about in terms of how those decisions are made, and people have, like my parents, my mom, and I have very honest conversations with them. Because it costs this much, that much, plus insurance, plus this, plus rates and taxes. Now we must color sometimes up.
When I sell.
Yeah, when I sell. So, which is why I decided I want to build back home. I want to start there, right? I want to build a homestead. I have never paid an electric bill there because the indigent, Pamna. So those are it's the truth. It's the truth.
There's cameras here.
No, I know there's cameras.
There are cameras here.
We're not having this conversation the right way.
This
is if we build a Makaya, there are expectations.
Marekoli, we no Koli.
Aye. No, actually, no. Let's have that conversation. Today is the 31st. I know there's small business people here whose invoices didn't clear like mine. So I'm sitting here as somebody who's pressurized. I had staff to pay, I had suppliers to pay, but I sit here as the last person in line.
Sure.
These are some of the responsibilities that you have as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as somebody who's trying to build something. And the money conversation is a tough conversation for people.
Umchita usekasi and akana fokol.
Yeah.
Things are bad. The typical guy in the hood. What advice do you have for them regarding money?
I think firstly you've got to be open to most and all legal ways of making money first. So you've got to first, like every time and I'm there and I'm chilling with guys and whatever, I think there's ubuji that I don't know where it comes from. There's ubuji like, I won't do that thing, nah. And that's why we have the conversation of like, no, what's this thing? Oh, Checker 6060 and all of these people they're hiring. Guys like, and you're like, dog, that's like 9K a month. Just because I mean, you even have a helmet on, bro. No one's gonna see you. like, think about that. You have a helmet on, bro. Like, so the first thing I say, Tebza, is like, I'll give you an example, right? I'm in the process of building a TVET res, right? And remember, that's a huge opportunity for anybody. We can chat about it after this.
Sure.
But before I decided I wanted to start building, I went with my youngest brother, we went to Emabopane and we learned how to make bricks. For weeks we sat there. I still have videos and I laugh at them. I'm there in Dikova, Utaka, understanding what a brick is. How many people you need? What is a gauge? How many bags of cement versus isanti, ugetle, versus normal building sand, versus all of these things? You can't say to me, and those guys weren't making a lot. There were guys that were working on that site. And shout out to Noel. He taught me how to make a brick. A brick, Emabopane.
Sure.
And because of that, understanding the building blocks of anything that you're going to do is the most important thing you could do for yourself. Because I come to Zakata. So when I'm on site, on my site, and a guy says, I ask him, what's your gauge? And he says, no, Nzafaka, 2 bags, did you 2 njani, mhlakazi? Because I know what we're talking
takes,
about.
sure.
So, Amachita Sekasi, the first thing you have to do, change your mindset. If somebody gives you an opportunity to say to yourself, ambo tengisa ekasi, okanye ambo tengisa etown, tengisa sandwiches, don't be like, that's beneath me. Because your opportunities are set down, don't find you sekasi. As a sekasi, won't find you set down. So, a lot of things, firstly, mindset. Secondly, upskill yourself, bro. I learned how to start a business by going to YouTube and learning, invoicing, etc. So for most, these devices you carry in your hands, especially for Amachita Sekasi, they've got free Wi-Fi, but most of the time, whatever that township sort of data is for you, 500 megs, you're on TikTok Lite the whole day. But you never go through to the STEM field where they're going to teach you about things, the science and all of these things. Then secondly, don't have izinto that you're not willing to do. Because if you say, and this is also goes for the middle class, by the way, we have a problem. Because if I say to you, 35 grand and put it into a smaller business, whatever, like a caravan, food caravan on the side, but that means you'll have to buy upegeng or 5 xen before you go to work.
Never.
But if I tell you that thing, of just maybe like 50 to 100 sandwiches, you can be doing like 2-3K a day in revenue. Just because you woke up maybe an hour and a half earlier, went to sandwiches and you deliver to the person who's going to sell for you. These are some of the things we have to do. Our mindset around Imali is so like perverse as South Africa, especially abantu abamnyama that live in the middle class. Bro, if I told you that you're going to make an extra 7,000 rand a month, you'd be like, yeah, take that. Until I tell you what it is that you have to do and it's legal.
Then there's a problem.
It's a problem.
What you wanna hit?
I don't want to add
I wanna
anything.
add, yeah.
I just want to figure out how you guys are going to format this thing, because I actually want to hear the guys
I just wanna
on
also
the floor a lot.
Yeah, we wanna
and
go
I
to
want
the-
you guys to try and see if you can time the chats. Otherwise, there's going to be just a lot of us talking on stage.
No, 100%.
And not actually listening to Amachita Figile.
I just wanna hear cause
Thank you, sorry to production for the feedback.
Yeah.
Sabong.
Because the guys are in the township that are here. I just want to hear their answer regarding to this thing of Umchita Sekasi. What do they do to solve their issue from a money perspective? We'll give Ulax a mic just so. Yeah, but I just want to hear his answer. He won't be long. He won't be long. We can give him mic to.
I think you must get back on stage and Penson.
Yeah.
Gents can actually take mics and the cameras can go to them. I have no idea. But even if they do, he can answer from the floor.
Yeah, Lux, what does a guy do? Ukasi, the Lotsa device sharp, Sonsa tuning.
So, is it okay?
Yeah.
Sound fine?
Do it.
Test
Please
again.
test.
Test.
I think it's gonna kill.
Test.
What does
Test.
you
Can
do?
you guys hear at the back?
Must he come
No.
here? Okay,
Can't hear the back.
Lux,
He can come to me. You asked him a question.
Come to God.
be close to the mic now.
Right,
Yeah,
sure.
autika Luxin.
Yeah.
And then tosa divide the way tonse divide ka teng, tonse tuning.
What's about not to go straight, you know?
Sure.
Kokasi, we are not structured. We don't have the infrastructure for success and for money to to go from my hand to Ike's hand to your hand. And I heard the emphasis of we are doing it legal. And then now, I still live qualificationing, so I'm very informed about the economy of qualificationing. When you do the right thing, qualification, and I encourage the legal route, by the way, but I'm here to tell you the practical and the reality of the township. Okay? For you to even just want to apply for a business, you need money that is young lukontlu. So it becomes very difficult. Let me tell you, kokasi are di pari. When I did it clever, not the clever, the clever commercial definition. You work at the clever, brilliant minds like yourself. But it's in kokone. Unfortunately, the township is. We are born in prison, gentlemen. You have to be a special case. Get a bursary. You know that your mother can't afford St. David's and find yourself go St. David's or go Parker's Primary School. And you then have a friend called Craig. Maybe their dad might say and introduces you to Craig. Marol Kokas, those opportunities that are Kopakest, they are not Kopakest, it's a Pakistan Kokas. So, Agbatu Emakariki Buella Titakasi too much. But I'm here to also inform and educate, give you, and this is an educational moment for those who don't understand the township. Haraploma, litatil kamoga, tot liesha, araplomela mahal. Habar arrona reachozi, I could oblela reachozi lopanda cochozi. Machita, batla panda, katalente abona, but comes a time when you have a child, comes a time when Makoko is now looking at you in the face because she's diabetic. And all our families are broken. As we sit here, I can tell you for sure, majority of us come from broken families. We have aunts that don't talk to each other, siblings, a level above us, ababuisani. Some bapea ko kamreng, aba grocery street ko kamreng, bapela ko kamreng. What that means, no, I'm not go challenge to takas straight. What that means for those who don't understand Sesotho, like Penuel claims, it means that some of us live a reality where my aunt walks into the family house with groceries, but they go straight to the bedroom and she's got a 2-plate and she cooks for, I've been playing soccer with my cousin the whole day. But when my mom comes, she cooks a different meal for me. And when she comes as my aunt, she cooks a different meal for Wana. Our spirits are broken on a daily basis. Rona kokasi. Aritlapa. You're expecting this eloquent person, but like my brother just said, guys, you can have a problem. I'm not undermining problem ya invoice. Okabale problem ya invoice, ne? How na ntoptoki aka kitbua mo kina le problem ya messaging because we tse reka brota otla. Mo buteng bro skiptswer. Martlamele ke elbona kontlu. So, I'm just highlighting all these issues that are real in the home, in our broken homes, that go back to the money issue. If the money is not correct in the home, in the family, it can't be corrected commercially out there. That's why we all fake and we act like we've got it when we don't have it. Because if I walked around representing what my family is, you guys will actually be so disgusted. And some of you might even cry for my reality. No, I'm not saying some people, myself included. I've got aunts I haven't spoken to because of the last time I had a physical interaction with Nebanjesa Poisini. So we live in a sick world where with my realities, ikatla monare ntwana sheba sister la kospana ko Pakest ene lkhwala da la vaya ka 6 ene safe sa tshwere combination ba etsa ka bo more barskara. Yeah, so I think let me just land it one time. Ne? It's possible for us to change the township economy, the township being our community. It's possible for great minds like this to come into the township and feed us the education necessary. It's possible that through other means, for us to fetch the information and bring it back. But what I can tell you is that you will never lead your communities, you'll never lead the township economy if you can't lead your family economy. It starts in the family. I don't care who you are. Half of us are sitting here with family homes, like I said, you are letting these old people run the family homes to the ground while you are there. You listen to AMAGENTS every day, but that information is consumed and never been given back into your own family. Some of us are sitting here, and let's include them. We look super smart, we look beautiful, we look gorgeous on social media, and lo na no bo sister ba bantle kaofela. Mare ha o pitla ko kontlung wa tseba ona le ntho engwe o shebe bo sister ba rona whether you married or not wa chola. Ha fitla kontlung we khipa la tlela ka re for wena is for call. Le hile le ne metsa be sexy ele. Wa bona sister o kene ka heel a re dumedisa so. Mara kena kontlung dumelang. So these are some of the things that might seem like ke joke Penuel, mara ke reality ya rona. And that's why some of us, when we speak practically, many people will be quick to hate us because I remind you of the pain that exists that you've been ignoring for too long. Mara, it's important for us to deal with the pain, because if you don't deal with the pain, you'll never deal with even the opportunities that some people give you, because the pain will be too much. You won't even see when there's an opportunity in front of you. Us in the township, you can give me 100,000. It's a story of every soccer player as an example.
Sure.
Because we do not have the infrastructure for success. It doesn't mean that the kid in Bryanston had 100,000, whether from dad or uncle as a gift. They've got the infrastructure for success. My brother here, I heard a little bit of infrastructure in his life. He's got a banker. He's got a... So, I need to foster out about everything, because only infrastructure, everything. So, Rona ready all save Rona. Live from the games that Nhlanhla so tell about all save all 7. Laule molo so all save. O economist, o clever, o pari, o yonkinto at the same time. And maybe as I learn, so that I don't come back to chance. I think the revolution is not political, it's not even economic, it's family. The first thing that the enemy did, whoever the enemy is, and one of them spoke nonsense about my God here on the media. But my God doesn't speak. Mudima buile bana. Ro nartla bual bana bao.
Oh, himself.
So one of the things, actually the only thing that we all need to do to change South Africa, to change Africa as our continent, to change this world, is for all of us to man up. Since Kibwali Machita, let's go back to our families. Half of us are renting in other people's houses, other people's families, because
Exactly.
Listen,
Yeah.
when that list ends, let me tell you a true story. I took a 10 pounds hammer and went to go break down my own grandfather's tombstone because of faction. Family. There's a faction ebeling the tlapala matala. Okay, tombstone matala. Half of us didn't know. What I did, I went to go break that thing because it was the first action that I took as a revolution to save my own family. Why were not Mlotshwa as motivating matala? Even motosna nyongo. Ramo invite ko harilobel tlapala matala.
Sure.
We can all contribute, whether it's physical, financial, or otherwise, or emotionally, spiritually, we'll contribute. So go save your families. When I close, I'm telling you that there is no revolution that was ever led by old people. Even the revolution of your family must be led by you, the young people. So I land with that and close with that.
No,
Thank you
but
very
that's
much.
No, I want to go to the crowd. I'm stuck, ne? And I'm saying this because sinazanga sikhule lokishini. So there's this njoba do the infrastructure. Mustafa, you spoke about the language of money not being in the home. Oletines, tisha, whatever the case is, sebenza ebusuku never there. So we as kulisa or kuliswa TV. But there's this perception or this which when you cool it drop in, which when you grind. Meanwhile, you might even be living a harder life than abantu baselokishini. Because her whole salary is rates, bond. So sebenza 6 to 6, whatever the case may be. How do we, kasi, drop in, whatever the case may be, get unstuck? Because not all of us have the courage to take a 5-pounder. We don't know. It starts at home, it starts itself. What are the steps that I need to do to get myself out of that space?
Sure. So now I'm very cultural and traditional. By the way. And I, like you're trying to do, I've done that. I built a homestead. I'm part of the Royal Council. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying I'm royalty. That's for you to figure out if I am or not. But I'm saying I play a big role like you are attempting to, okay? So, but the practical solutions, what do you do when you live here? If I was to advise you, the first thing you do is what we are doing here. Kopano ya batho ke matla a batho. That means the unity of the people is the power of the people. So you first do one thing that your family hasn't done, most of you here at least. And let our prophet. You go and have a meeting with the males in your family. Not check on them like you can cry, it's a safe space. There's no crying here. I'm saying you go have a meeting. Even the aunt that you don't speak to, who is your cousin, you have a responsibility. Maybe your sister, you become the uncle and the father. You see, when you speak traditionally, you understand the roles and responsibilities of who you are naturally. So who you are naturally, when you have to lead, you don't ask questions about leading. You know, I always go back to politics because Ali, my mind just when Bo Hector Peterson were shot 76, Liboti organizing that march. Who do you think they were defying? Where do you think the biggest defiance campaign was targeted to? You couldn't go defy the system and the Afrikaans people before you defied your mother who said, "Yo, and Askai yet until." But you had to defy those people for you to free South Africa so that Nhlanhla, Libo Penuel, Libo Penson, Libo Machita Kaufela, AMAGENTS Kaufela, South Africa can have a podcast today. So defiance is not disrespect, gentlemen. So the first step, if I'm to advise you, go back and invite those who prayed for your downfall because they forget that these 4 rooms in the township have thin walls. We can hear them praying, saying that the karakashwa. Imagine you are talking to God, but you are speaking kawana. Onana obiti ruwas khoa. Azankir naki kibem natikas George. So you go back, you organize, leave the old people. That train has passed. You are the old person now. Organize everyone that is your age and younger, not male and female. Organize the males because you naturally you know how to relate because of wrong. Encourage the women who are your counterparts in the family to do that for batho. But lona machita. Tolang dingoste letsa nyaope di tonteng. Some of us run rehabs, we own rehabs. I carry your responsibility because I come in your family to save Ntwanenali 19. Ebe kibal time kibal khotman kiba ankile for the journey in which I spend 12 months. Why? Because wena ntoli mitrend to tlwetse batho ko Soweto. Because wena so spana mjojo, spana ka email, so spana ka ntho tsa mannete. So I am saying, when you go back home, plug into your original self and say that whether my people are drunkards, druggies, this or that, we are going to be organized. I'm at least going to know what is your ambition, what is your dream. Because as I am establishing the homestead, it might be beneficial for you to leave Soweto and go to the homestead and work on the animals. And you don't see it now, but just like Anton Rupert did when Johan Rupert used to work, go plasing, go grapesing. Nasa Tsiburu, Okena University of Life so that he can own 20 farms today. And that's why he's the biggest taxpayer today. because of the biggest institution was his family. Family remains an institution. So when you go back, not anything that you have as a problem, go back to your family and fix an element of your family. Then you'll see the ripple effect is that never lape kaofela.
Thank you.
Asifake machiteni.
Sure.
Thank you.
Guys, there's a hand. Can we just move the mic?
Can you move the mic? But first thing I touch his card here already. It's been an hour already, fit.
No, so ring.
You can come through.
No, so ring. We need this. I know I need this. Thank you so much, Lux.
Just wait a bit.
Hi. Hello. Should I stand? Should I sit? Okay.
Thank you. Please, if you can, if you're comfortable, just say your name.
A bit loud as well.
Please just say your name.
Got you.
And where you're from.
On the mic.
Shoba Fair Tool and ladies. Hello, everybody. Mpo. I'm a Hope Harbor member.
Sorry, Umpo.
Mpo. Yeah.
Umpo.
Yeah. I hear what a lot of guys are saying in terms of how do we solve employment. Let's just cut to the chase. Firstly, you have to accept where you are and how you got there. You know what I mean? We can hear Lux talking about kokasi and all of that. The reality is, Bafet, we have to cut with the excuses. We have to stop with the excuses. People don't want to do menial jobs. You have to stop,
That's a fact.
That's, I think I'm getting worked up here. We have to literally accept the reality of where we are and how we got there. You know what I mean? I'm from a small village, 50 kilometers out of Mukopani, and I'm here. Initially, I'm not supposed to be here. I grew up herding cows. I'm not going to use an excuse, my mother and Eli and husband go to the kitchen and all of the stuff. No, I wanted great stuff for myself. We have to start thinking greater for ourselves because this whole thing, no, I need opportunity. Come on, that's an excuse. And I'm not, and I can say this because I'm not talking from a point of privilege. Flip, hell, I'm from poverty, like the hardest core form of poverty. I grew up milking cows in the morning before I went to school. So when you tell me there's no opportunities, there is opportunities. The point is people are lazy. People are bloody lazy. People don't want to work. But foreigners must go, but nobody wants to do those jobs. So let's cut with excuses. The point is, if we want to stop employment, get off your ass, go look for a job. Even if it means or you come to us, I need 100 rand, so I can do my guenya or do kuku so I can do 1, 2, 3 sharp. We'll help you out. But the point is this: we cannot use where we're from as an excuse for not getting to where we're going. That's the point, and that's what manning up is all about. As Penuel said, you have to take, you are accountable for your life.
Sure.
You're accountable for your life. I can't be forward to complain out, need the opportunity. No, you are responsible for your life.
Let's look at the next hand.
That's my thing.
Thank you so much, brother. We've got another hand.
As the mic gets to him, I just want to send a shout out to Ntobe over here. I know your under 16 boys are playing tomorrow. Good luck. We appreciate all our coaches. If you coach any sports, especially in your hood, shout out to you. Sir Max is in the crowd here. He's got a brilliant podcast. If you've ever watched the Sir Max Network. Thank you.
There's
I think the mic is there.
For you.
Someone wants to speak there or there?
Yeah, there's a hand.
Sanibonani nonke machisa. Into yasedandile yiyo le.
You're on the mic.
Machisa, nami I grew up in a very Afrikaans background njengamachisa lapha phambili. I come from Idandi to Seduza waseNewcastle. Watched rugby, played hockey, did all of these things. But into ngifuna ukuyisho, when they were talking about money, I want people to do something. Lapho khona, I need you to study the cash flow. And mangithi cash flow, I want to speak about it like a river. Everywhere, institutions, there's a flow of money. And all you need to do is put your hand in between where the money flows. The income problem gets solved. After you figured out the income problem, you have to transcend that money and find storage vehicles where you're going to then ride that money and create income-generating assets. Mama uSlindile Lisanyana. She created Usakisizwe Property Stock for Fund. And in what she did, she basically took a lot of people's money and she went around buying property all around the country, which is sitting at roughly 21 million rand now. Why abantu behleli bonke la bahleli khona wherever they are? but mina nobhuti wami siyahlupheka so-2 bro, why ungezohlala nami ngikhokhe rent bro, bese wena dog uhamba uthatha ibond dog, bese dog siyabona senze njani laphana, yabo sesihlala so-2 sikhokhe rent eyi-1 kune-free income, we scale from there. After we feel like we have more income amongst each other, we can separate after that. Sihlupheka sisonke bese silokhu sithi nangumlungu lapho thatha into yami. A company is not this weird ass thing that didn't exist. A company is, you go to the CIPC and you sign documents. It's not a weird thing. It's something that's created, and it's not something that you need to make yourself. Small, medium enterprises are the backbone of this country. The CEO of Capitec would speak a lot about how employment is rigged and it's not correct. Even the income context is not correctly distributed because SMEs are not considered in the income flow. So find a cash flow stream where you're going to sit, take the income, convert it, and store it somewhere. And then from there, ride that vehicle. Once you understand something, you can always ride it to the top. Thank you so much. That's all I wanted to say.
I see some hands are coming up.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Mike,
Sorry, at the back, one of the ladies who's here, I know she's right at the back. Spabatso.
who's holding the mic?
I think she traveled from the Free State. I see you and I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Sure.
Good evening, gents. Lebu here.
I can't hear you, sorry.
Good evening, gents. Lebu here.
Who? Lebu.
Lebu, yeah.
Lebu, sure.
I think I'm not going to say much. There's roughly over 15,000 to 20,000 inside here based on tickets. And simply because of that, what I'm trying to say is that, no, I'm just calculating because it was 100 rand a ticket. So what I'm trying to say is that...
200 people times 100 rand is 20,000.
Yes.
Thank you.
So what I'm trying to say is that there has to be a government amongst us as men. We have to contribute, even if it's 100 rand. Everyone here, there is 100 rand that you can't account for every month. And if ever we are able to contribute that 100 rands towards a trust, whoever sets up the trust, as long as there's accountability and people that are able to look after the trust, we can contribute 20,000 a month. Maybe for a specific area, wherever, maybe let's say it's Bram contributing 20,000, wherever in the world contributing 20,000, we can set up small businesses. We can buy sewing machines. We do jeans. Maybe in a different area, we contributed 20,000 as well. We buy, maybe we wash cars. In America, people are washing cars, but now the good thing is that there is a system whereby people are paying on a monthly basis to ensure that they pay on a monthly basis. When they get to the facility, cars are washed. That's $1 billion industry. So even here, we can set up those small industries, small businesses. There's a guy in Soweto, he puts, I think, something like gel in the tires. Even when you are on a nail, when you hit a nail, a tire proof, yeah. Even when you hit a nail, your tire doesn't punch. It's a small business in Soweto. I don't know where it is. I just see it on Facebook. That business as it is, I think, I'm not too sure, it might need 50,000. It can employ 4 people. That 4 people is a replica. We need a government. If it's not going to be the government itself, we need it ourselves. That's it.
Okay. Gents, can we move topic? Yeah. Can we move topic? I want to jump into one that Oprah Ike loves around relationships.
Let's speak about manhood is, man. Let's speak about manhood is.
Are you coming from Nang with my relationships?
Let's do what manhood is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I hear you. Routing Sabi Mike. Sanmonani John.
We want to add another topic.
Yeah. And I'm so glad my boy Lux is here, the guy that I love so hard, and I fought for him to lead. Yeah. And,
Can you guys hear at the back?
Yes. I'm saying, no. This mic here, I'm too good looking for this mic. Yeah, this is my boy, and these are my boys. And thanks for allowing me in your space, gents.
Sure. Can you guys hear at the back? Can you hear at the back?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear at the back?
Hey, this
Thank
mic.
you.
Yeah, no, they can hear him now.
This mic was designed for short people. Okay. They say you don't touch the props. I take you seriously, Fanagit. I'm wearing new shoes for you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm saying now, first before I speak, thanks to my niggas here. They've allowed me and gave me space. No, it's far, this thing.
Animnikezeni le yokubanjwa. Baba ngathi unenkinga.
It's far here.
Ayike yokubanjwa.
No. Right.
Okay.
I'll hold it.
And also my homeboy here, Lux. Yeah, I fight him all the time. And one thing that I do best, he's never fought me back. I always fight him. I always tell him nonsense. And he comes back, say, why did you talk to me? Because I say to him, he's the CSC machine and he doesn't know that. So because I wanted him, to lead, I still want him to lead. But anyway, Penuel raised a lot of issues. I mean, it always started with me. I look at myself and I think it's the crux of the message. But what do you do, if you've got nothing? I mean, it started with me. Even my first degree, I didn't have a bursary. I didn't know where to go. Fortunately, back in the days, it was the days of apartheid. So I had to look, in my surrounding because I remember to go to, we were the first guys I would call it ekas, as target. And unfortunately, I had to think back in the days. So those were enemy agents. I looked around me and then I sold it and
wait, Ipatu is to steal?
Ipatu. Amaji doesn't understand. So I looked around me.
It's a shield.
So that is that. So I think it starts with you, I think it has been the crux of the message. Where do you go? It starts with you in your family. And I mean, I've lived my life, I normally say like a yo-yo. I've always gone up and down. At some point in my 20s when I was students, I had many cars. I love BMWs. I had limited editions, and sometimes I'll be broke and sell the cars, and I go back home. In a one room. Even after I've qualified as an advocate, there were times when it was tough. I go back home and, at that time I don't date anyone because, ladies, they always ask, where do you stay? You live with your mom. You stay with your mom. Do you have a problem with our moms? I go home, and some of them I didn't date because they were self-sufficient. Good. In fact, and it's fine. And now I'm Michael Jackson. And it's one thing. When I'm in a relationship, you ask about relationships. In a relationship, I am the prima donna. I am the steering. I am the owner. I am the owner of the relationship. I want a woman. Most people they have a problem because I've always told you guys. When I get to a club from back in the days, I used to go to all these clubs, whereas my tats for free. When I approach a woman, I say hello. She says because. Yes, because I'm from your side to that day. I'm full with my speaking in your soul. Why do you want to know my name? I just say, man, get clap in, bring that guy. In fact, mama, yo, he's this guy. Oh, show me. I'm finna in a law. You want to look at show me this guy. You won't look at his beard. I don't, I'm the steering. I'm the owner of the relationship. I'm funa ukuthi yabo isenza yonke into makufuna mina ngifuna ungilandelele noma ngikwatile yabona ukuthi baby what's the problem, are you angry, should I give you sex, are you okay baby, is it me who's wrong? I don't handle relationships where I have to chase because once you're in a relationship, you have to chase and beg. You're in a difficult position because, in a relationship, in fact, if my woman, let me say this, I don't do this 50-50 thing. It must be at least 70, 30. You must love me more. I'm good when you love me more because women, they just woke up tomorrow and say, I no longer feel, like in this relationship, I'm bored because women, they get bored. And nowadays it's so difficult because people post one picture, 10 million simps there in the phone. Do you want money? Good DM. So we are competing with a lot of people. There's this entrepreneurs, they're putting money. And now, back in the days, there were a few guys in the village. You were the guy, like Tina Ganje, so I'm a model. Come on. I'm a top international model. So it was easy, I know. So it was easy. Yeah, I mean, you're on TV, so that is the thing. So most guys, they end up, in relationships because you're chasing someone who doesn't want you. You have to do everything, So, yeah, there's that. But as a guy, I still say, at least be self-sufficient. Once you you're in a difficult situation. Once you're in a woman's house, you're driving a car. You're driving a car. You're appointment. You're sister. Bring back my car. And in fact, I've been in those situations in Kulmangas. I've been there. I've paid for a bundle of choice. That's why I've paid my school fees. That's why even now, people judge me, but that is my criteria. Maybe in the square. I don't want a woman. When I meet you, foot man just saying the strategy. I don't have a child. Good shot. How are the kids? I don't have a child. So because I don't want to deal with another man. Because if your woman has a baby daddy, there's another man who will be living rent-free inside her heart and mind who's going to determine the schedule. This guy is going to call at any time. So I can't handle that, man. And in Alentwana, most of the time, most of the time, these women, I don't know, man, the first kids, most women who've got their first kids, the guy that they chose, he's the worst horrible guy on earth. Because, face it, at the time they were young, their criteria was not as solid as when they are in the 30s. Candle flat up. Most of the Hey. Don't want us not find my time house.
Never that. Buffett. Buffett, Pella.
You're not.
Buffett, we need to have. We need to. Utai when he starts, he never stops, Buffett. So, is there any topic that any guy wants to speak about now on the floor? Any topic that anyone wants us to address?
And they also call me xenophobic.
Yeah.
I got a request, from someone in the audience that I think sometimes there's people talking around them.
Yeah.
And then they can't hear the panelists. So if you can just be considerate of the people around you, is all I wanted to say. Jay Spego, I see you at the back. I want to give a shout out to you as well. Thank you for coming through, brother.
Who wants to raise a question? No, I don't think. Where's the mic? Okay. Dube, that mic is the one. It works.
Can I just hear the rules of engagement? Anything that anyone wants to get off their chest.
Get off your chest.
Whether you want to ask or you just want to lay something.
Yeah. Please be Kulmele Pezul.
All right. Ask Harvard question for some of us not that smart.
We can't hear you. Kulmele Pezul, please.
Sanbonan. Igama Prince ne, known as Prince of the HIV talks on social media ne. Ngifuna ukuthatha based on unemployment and the relationship. Since baba katama fundings and unemployment, it was very high for Tina Sevens and my NGOs. I took it upon myself. Let me just start a social media page whereby I can assist people abatola hard in terms of medication. I, for one, I was born HIV positive. Did a mistake, yogega my medication for 6 years. I got sick for 18 months, whereby ngenga gcina sengiphuza amapilisi ayi-69 ngelanga. So I took it upon myself ukuthi ngikwazi ukunceda abanye abantu. And coming to this platform today na AMAGENTS, I just want to also raise this ukuthi as much as we can try to fix ama problems as now, ngiyazi ukuthi siringa nge-accountability. Accountability goes together with responsibility. We have most gents out there whereby abaphuza medication yabo. Like this recent case, this 47-year-old guy oboshiwe because of uyo infecta a girlfriend I cannot 38 because I'm telling HIV status. We still have gents whereby makaqala to yakhuluma uqala relationship entsha ukuthi okay nangu sister I'm HIV positive bese uyamshiya. We still have abo sister umjida negative makati I'm HIV positive still uyamshiya ukuthi never, I'll never date umuntu HIV positive because mina anginayo. Can we maybe one day try and come up with that conversation ukuthi how do we empower and give knowledge to other people. Look, guys, HIV, it's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. And we have more serious illnesses whereby ignida day to day good ubeda. But all we can do is just have the proper information and stop misinformation. And on closing, just because there is PrEP now, with PrEP, you can't get HIV. Don't forget, with PrEP only protects you from HIV, but it doesn't protect you from STI. And once you pet the STI, khohlwa ukubamba jo. Uyebuka njengamehlo uyidle ngamehlo because nyaki bemnandi. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Prince.
Thank you, man.
Siyabonga, Prince.
Sorry, before the mic moves,
Okay.
I just want to add on to what Prince is saying, because I know a lot of us suffer from this. As men, we don't do checkups. I know for many conspiracy theories, we don't trust the healthcare system. I understand. I don't trust it myself. I think Big Pharma is a mafia.
Singasechecka ngamathanga.
But the reality, but the reality is that a lot of guys are sick. A lot of guys get sick and they just think, "Utai, no, izophela le nto." Please don't do that. Some of the things that people get infected with, it could be HIV, of which you need to take your ARVs. But anything else, bafowethu, like kubuhlungu ukuchama, kuyashisa. Guys, please go and get checked out so that it can be resolved quickly. And if it can't be resolved, at least try to make sure that you can manage whatever it is that you have. You'll find yourself getting arrested, like Umchita, that was HIV positive, went and infected a woman, and I'm sure it's attempted murder or something was the charge. But please don't fear, because your health and your body is very important. Without that, you can't do anything else. Siyabonga, Prince Mfowethu.
Mlotshwa, before hitting at something, Buffett nyaza abanye nihamba ku lenda wolezi some meat or bayibizana. Nekeleni ukushaya skoon bafethu. Nekeleni ukushaya skoon because siyalaga yi. Because the thing is we are laughing here kumnandi, but most of shayele is 2 a.m. 3 a.m. we faka skoon lapha. And then uyaphuma uyakumedem we are spreader right there. So please bafethu lenda wolezi ningaya mara ube safe.
Come to God, musukushaya iskuni.
Ningayi. Before ufuna ukuya lapha shaya fast endlini mfethu ube clear. Before ufuna ukuya lapha. So please bafethu. Thank you.
All right.
Post-nut clarity. That thing helps, brother.
Let's give him a chance, please. Let's give him a chance.
Sure.
How's it, gents? I hope everyone is well. I'm Duneko Maluleke. And,
Sorry, please say that again.
Duneko.
Duneko.
Yeah, Duneko. It's a Tsonga name. Yeah, and I'm a professional architect in profession. So if there's any one of you just recently bought like a stand somewhere in East State or in some cool site in Cape Town overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, if you want to design your future home that suits your lifestyle, I'm your guy. You can exchange numbers at the end of the...
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but then I think what I wanted to touch on, it's just like how black people have resorted to, you know, like externally pointing or rather pointing things outwardly in order to in order to sort of like find solutions. I think it's about time that we self-introspect and look at ourselves internally to find the problems that we actually have in our society and deal with that directly. Like, for example, in the townships, right, speaking to that, like if you ask 80% or like 60% of boys in the townships and ask them what's their dream, like they'll tell you that, yo, bro, I just want to buy a polo and rent a backyard and fuck girls, bro.
Jeez.
No, for real. So I think we should touch on the topic of sex addiction as the biggest downfall of a black man. I think the addiction of sex plays a major role in how a lot of us here aren't or will never ever reach our goals, you know? Because, for example, a lot of people, most especially men, who make it out of the townships and are blessed enough to maybe like reach the northern side of Gauteng, I can tell you now that a lot of them, when they get their money right, instead of going back home and seeing these young girls in matric or in grade 11 as the future Oprah Winfrey's, they see girls they can smash, bro. Yeah, like, why are you seeing a grade 11 chick as a girl you can smash? Why aren't you seeing someone you can mentor, someone you can probably help out financially somehow? I mean, wherever we all from here, we all know the strongest points in some kids. You can actually see that, nah, man, this guy is special. I feel like you'll be something in life. Why don't you play a role and become a mentor to them. Like why don't we bring back the spirit of mentorship, whereby we pinpoint certain attributes or strong attributes within young boys and girls, and actually use our financial means that God has blessed us with to actually uplift these people, instead of seeing them as people we can use. I think that's the reason why, like, a lot of our miseries as Black people will never be solved. Like, everything is interlinked in this world, bro. So if there's one loophole, unfortunately, things just fall apart. I can tell you now, there's probably like 5 gents in here who are waiting for this show to end so they can go to Tembisa and get a few bad bees. For real. No, for real.
But we're broken, Tom. So we're working. We hear your point. We do.
Thank you.
What are your seeds? What are your seeds?
Okay, sorry.
Yo,
Let me.
yo,
Just
sorry.
Last point.
Sorry.
Just last point.
What
We
are
can't
your
hear
seeds?
anything in the front.
Water your seeds and watch the stems grow.
Thank you.
I love that.
Sorry, before we go on, I'd like to ask Wandile 2 questions quickly, since he's here. The first one being, Tunyako raises something very important. Many of us given half a chance with a little bit of money, and we see like a pretty nyana girl, woman. She wants to be mentored, she wants to do business, she wants a tender. We want to smash, given half a chance. It's a reality. You can try and lie about it, but he's right. How do we fix that? Do we not fix that? Do we embrace it? Is my first question. And then the second question goes to one of the topics we raised earlier. How would you define husband material?
Sanbona Machit.
No, please.
Okay.
Carry on.
No, it's beautiful to see this, a room full of men. The reason why Abafetu, I just want to smash Osisibetu that we should be helping is Gubhlungla. So it's validation, because we're not even dating for ourselves from the get-go. We don't date for ourselves, we date for the ego, we date for society, we date for machita, we want to be seen. So the likelihood is we weren't seen, we weren't heard. So we buy expensive cars that sound loud so people can hear us and they notice us and then they see us and they see, it feels good. We date hot women so that I look good, Umangena. So because it's not okay ngaphakathi, everything external gives me the validation ukuthi ngi out. And unfortunately, if it's unhealed, if that inner child is never healed and you never deal with that, you carry that into marriage, you will never change. This thing will carry on into marriage. That's why it's because he never healed and you carrying on with that, it's DNA yakho. So if that is never healed and it's never dealt with, you spoke about something in your family, bro. I see it in an ancestral lineage and an ancestral space. When we deal with people that come and they say, ekhaya sineflopo siyashada kodwa siyadivorca sonke. This thing has then been put into your DNA and it creates a home, gini. And if you don't break that cycle, you are next to be divorced, because this thing is now carrying in your ancestral lineage. And if you don't do the work to be able to heal this, everything that comes from you is pain. So the women that you choose are pain. The friends that you choose are going to be pain, because pain recognizes Gutilana is home.
Can I say something before you continue? When you said we date for validation and then to be seen.
Yeah.
Mina, I will tell you this. I don't see nothing wrong because I'm a man. And we as guys, we love what we see. Mm-hmm. And people will say we're dating a trophy. Yes, we love trophy. We love people who look good. Masnawe emaceleni. Because we are guys, we are competitive. And you want that person, no mumpega years later, which was just in fetu. Yeah, nyababona bu Beyonce, mara himfana inkethile, media mnandi. Yabo, I like beauty, man. I like beauty bafethu. And I haven't changed, even though I've slowed down. Yabo, sengkhoti no, yabo. Yeah, no sengkhoti bafethu, angeke ngisashaya 4 rounds, 6 rounds. Yabo. Yeah, one exen nase one episode.
Thank you, Ike. Sorry, Wandile.
In between it's a bonus.
Wandile.
So, So Taek is saying we date these beautiful women. If I was to date Unon and we get married, 40 years from now, she's not going to look this hot as she is to now. She'll still be beautiful for age, okay? But she's not going to be what she is now. So if I'm dating her for that, unfortunately, time progresses. So our selection criteria needs to progress. If we are choosing partners, our partners that match our values, our systems and our goals, the issue is we don't have this blueprint. We are living njengathi siphuma anytime singena like yayiwa nje asiye much it. So we don't have a blueprint for impilo, and if you don't have one, I urge you go sit with yourself and ask yourself ukuthi do an exercise Hakeem and I had to do. And he did it with me. He said, go 40 years from now, look back and tell you now what you're going to be like 40 years from there. I didn't like what I was. And I had to sit down and I had to rewrite my blueprint. So I urge you to do that.
So look on the question first.
100%.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Umpile Klein, also known as Scooby Snaps. I'm a photographer / videographer.
Sorry, can't hear your name?
I said my name is Umpile Klein, also
Sorry,
known...
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Hi, my name is Umpile Klein, also known as...
Klein?
Yeah, Klein, like Calvin.
Plain?
Klein, yeah. Also known as Scooby Snaps. I'm a photographer / videographer. And I just want to start off by saying that everybody's looking real good.
Okay.
I have a question for you guys, and the question is really simple. It's monogamy versus polygamy. As a man, I want to know which one is deemed right, which one is deemed wrong, and which one do we see as socially acceptable? Because we have to remember, we are Africans, we are South Africans. And long before Christianity arrived in Africa, there was polygamy, And long after it came, there still is polygamy. And with all the various content that's happening in media, whether it be TV, reality TV, there's certain shows that are promoting polygamy. And I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on that? Because also you have to remember, in the Islamic religion, polygamy is seen as right. It's seen as something acceptable. And when we go to countries in the Middle East, polygamy is seen as the okay thing to do. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. I think Hakeem should take that.
Just before you guys, when you spoke about Islam, Hakeem, you'll touch on it.
I think he can take it.
Just quickly before, there's a question here. It says, difficult question that I can't answer for my friend. I have a friend who's recently married and loves his wife a lot. But his wife travels a lot and sometimes for 2 to 3 weeks. The guy is still at his peak sexually and he's Christian. Should he get into his tembu or should he service himself, which is against his belief, or must he just be disciplined? So also have that in how we answer.
So I just want to say this for everyone.
Guys. Machita.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Can all the questions be short? Can all the answers be short? I think when we talk a bit much, we leave space, and then there's a lot of questions that are just floating.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Should I take the one? Which one am I taking? The polygamy.
Yeah.
Stepu, you guys are practicing stepu already. You're cheating on your girlfriends. You're cheating on your wives. You're already practicing it. You're just irresponsible with people's lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On your favor.
You're irresponsible with your body. You're irresponsible with your time. You're irresponsible with your money. You're irresponsible with your resources. You don't take care of yourself health-wise. the mere fact that you have to cheat, it's irresponsibility. How are you going to build anything for yourself if to get something you like, you have to cheat? And you're not cheating on her, you're cheating on yourself. Because you built a very good thing that's anchoring you down and inspiring you to be more. And just because you don't like how she spoke to you or how she said something, or maybe you lacked, so you didn't get it the way you wanted, you have to go ruin the good thing that you built. You don't respect yourself. I'm talking to someone. I'm talking to you straight. Because it's not going to no. Right now, because at the end of it, we're going to be friends.
Yeah.
You're irresponsible, right? And please stop referencing Islam for BS. What does it say in the Quran? What does God say in the Quran? He says, lawful unto you in marriage are 2, 3, or 4 wives. Only if you can be just. Only if you can be just. And if you can't be just, then one is good for you. One is good for you. I'm saying to you, you have the capacity and capability and all the time in the world to be a polygamous man. Just don't be irresponsible with people's lives. And the first person in all that is you. The moment I've answered your question about polygamy. I think you should practice polygamy because it teaches you management. However,
all right, guys.
However, I'm giving you the formula. Because this is AMAGENTS. I'm giving you the formula. However, you have to manage yourself. There's 5 securities a woman is looking for. If you're Hope Harbor, you know the 5 securities. You're practicing them already.
Yeah.
You're the choice of you're the pick of the litter. 5 securities. Emotional security. If you're not emotionally secure as a man, if you're insecure about anything, fix it, please. Because you can. Because you can. Whether it's financial security, sexual security, you're short, you're tall, you're big, you're fat, whatever it is, it's insecurity from the house, from the home that you were raised in. Fix it. Fix it. Emotional security. If you can't be emotionally secure for a woman is not going to feel safe to you. You guys want women who will submit, but you can't control your anger. You can't be a safe space for a woman. A woman is a soft thing. Even when they're like loud and their voice cuts you inside the ear. They're very soft things. You could break a woman if you wanted to. In many ways. Cheating is one of them. 2, physical security. Are you the protector of your domain? ALX can teach you how to be the protector of your domain, of your territory. Are you the protector of your domain?
Yeah.
In whatever space you're in with your woman, when you're with your woman or your woman is not with you, are you safe physically? Can you physically protect your perimeter? There's a million ways of protecting your perimeter, your domain, of taking care of your domain. Your castle is important. If you go to the gun range, you know about the castle. Protect your castle, right? Physically. The spiritually, you have to have a Godhead. You have to have a Godhead.
Yeah.
The Godhead can be your father. The Godhead can be your preacher, your imam. The Godhead can be your mentor, your coach. The Godhead is a man you're responsible, you're accountable to. The reason why a lot of men break a lot of women's hearts so easily, the reason why you can cheat is because there's no man from that woman's family who can hold you accountable. I'll tell you, say, that's no, you don't. Her father lives 6 towns away. Her brother is probably in university somewhere. So it's very easy for you to nyana your wanyana. It's very easy for you to nyata what you worked hard to get. Spiritually, you have to have a Godhead. Me, personally, I believe God is watching everything that I do. Angels are recording everything that I say, however way that it is that I move. So I have to be safe to me. I don't do anything or say anything that's going to harm anyone or that I'm going to have to apologize for. Apologizing sucks. I hate it. I fucking hate it. You know how hard it is to say you're sorry when you're not? It sucks. I don't like lying. I don't like lying. It sucks to say you're sorry. You know? That's number 3. That's Godhead, right? That's where you establish your authority. You have to learn authority from someone. It's taught, this thing. Leadership is taught. You're a man. You can't thumb suck everything, dude. You can't thumb suck everything. Financial security is number 4. I hear, partner selection criteria and everything. But dog, if you don't have money, I got money. I'm gonna walk in the room. Your woman is gonna see money. She's gonna smell money. And you're gonna be insecure. And she's gonna smell insecurity. When she smells insecurity in you, your castle is not protected, dude. Your boys have proven that to you. They've smashed some of your girls. Or you smashed some of your boys' girls. I get a tabi. I get a tabi next. No. Because when we're finished, we're going to be boys. And we're going to schema your whole entire life.
Thank you. No.
Okay, sharp.
That's that.
Number 5, what did I cover? Spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, sexual. Can't be a sex traro and think you're going to hold down a good woman. You can't. You need to protect your penis. Hanaka.
Well,
thank you, boys. Thank you, boys.
I also
master these 5 as a guy. Master these 5 securities. You become the most valuable man in the room. In you, just master these. That's all. And it doesn't take a whole year, guys. It doesn't. Lerata marau too much. That's your problem.
Yeah.
You like smashing too much. That's your problem. And you're so fearful of leaving a relationship that's not serving your future.
Yeah.
You're too fearful. You stay too long. Don't.
I wanna get off and I wanna get off the platform, and I'm thinking I see my sister Noni. I think she's the most appropriate to say things. But I just want to go back to one of my brothers. He mentioned something about HIV and all that. We come from that era. We are the first guys to use condoms in 1987. Back in the days, I'm old. Yes, I started sex when I was 6. So it was common. They didn't play house. Sometimes back to my shop, it was not abuse. But anyway, for me, for me personally, because back in the days there was no ARVs, there was AZT, we used to hear about it, somewhere in America. I have tested every woman that I've come across, even sites, and I've not been 100% safe all the time. I've been on PrEP 28 days because, I did some stupid nonsense, I'm still here. But one thing that I want to say, there was this case study that they wanted to bring, if you have sex unprotected, a reasonable man would assume that he's probably HIV positive, and therefore if you engage with another person, it could be charged with culpable homicide, because a reasonable person who doesn't have protection during sex, he must assume that he's probably positive, and therefore engaging with somebody else, we are transmitting. Yeah. So it is important to use protection, and I always, had testers, when I was still busy, and go to clinics, I test first. Sometimes I don't test, I test after, which is a mistake, So that is that. But before I get off, Coach Noni is left. I thought she was going to come in. So Emachiten, always be aware, so that you avoid we are ahead. I always check the red flags. I'm what's this term? Celibate. I'm celibate. You're celibate because of what? You can't be saying I'm 5 years sober. It means you've been indulging in alcohol. So when you say you're celibate, it means you've been hammered.
many times. You've been trashed, broken. You are recovering. You've been ghosted.
There's a question.
You know,
There's a question.
And I see, and most of them.
There's a question.
No. I always repeat that. As a guy, look at the tattoos. There is no woman who does tattoo that are so conquering. Most tattoos are victimhood. All bodies shall be refreshed. Look at those things. So you look at our tattoos are about conquest, victories. But it's about victimhood. Once in a while, you know, late father, but in the main, it's like, yo, I'm here. I look at those things, man, I'm a red flags. Yeah, and
there's a question there.
Oh,
yeah, there's a question.
Sanmonan. Yes. I'm a chance. Penuel the God. Yes, sir. No brother, Mlotshwa ngapha. And Tebza Kibine, I respect you, brother. So, Penuel and Penson, I want to challenge you. Marriage is closing the back door. So there's no benefit to it, but you are closing the back door because right now, singa abasha la emzansi, siyangala on a lot of things. So we're quick to move away or run away from the responsibility of a relationship. So marriage is closing the back door. Yoguti ungabaleki. And another thing is, indaba yama scooter drivers. I had a fight not so long ago with driver with scooter ngimbize ngovelaphi, and us as South Africans uvelaphi, you know, as a comic figure. So ngenxa yokuthi ngimbize ngovelaphi walwa. And another thing is, how can you drive a scooter if you've never been on a scooter? Yebo lezi zokudeliver and yes, but the time to ukufunda right now asikho because sibaxoshile sathi abahambi before we learned how to ride a scooter. So there's a gap. La ngihlala khona asafiki scooter because abantu abadrive scooter basekho. But thank you. I'm a chance.
Guys, that is Mpumelelo from Davidson.
Mlotshwa imancane Ulax wants to address.
So I'll introduce.
Ufuna uku-address i-stuff le-polygamy first.
Wait, Lux. Mpumelelo. Sorry, I didn't hear the last part. Uthi sivalela umshado ngaphandle.
No, it's closing the back door. Yokuthi mawufuna ukuphuma you go out the back door. Because ungene ukhululekile. So mawufuna ukuphuma you just check out the back door. So umshado is closing the back door because the commitment is for life going forward. So going back is running away from it. So umshado is closing the back door.
That's what you're proposing to us, which is shade.
No.
Oh. Invalidly freedom. Thank you.
We hear you.
Sorry, I think Nhlanhla wants to address the polygamy question. Thank you.
Sure. Let's go again.
I just want to elaborate on that polygamy question. Maybe let me give cultural and traditional background on polygamy. We can't start using polygamy in our real African lives. There's always a clash because English is deceiving, gentlemen. Can you just go back to our realities, our African spirituality, and know what we are talking about? Don't mix the two for convenience. Ne? Traditionally, Mushweshwe. Let's say this is our village. The only exit and entrance is where we all came in, Godi lifting. There's a smaller village there. Our security systems, no one can infiltrate our community and attack us from all these corners except for there. Now, I tell my son, I'll come back to why it's my instruction. We need to go marry the king or the chief's daughter that side. So that village and this village can be one village. It serves a purpose. It doesn't serve your personal interest. Polygamy is not about what you see, Momutu. Now, let me go back to why it's important when I said I, the father, gave the instruction. Today, because we are chilling in townhouses, we marry for ourselves. And marriage is an institution of family. family. My mother, my father, my siblings, my entire family is not only marrying you, but also your family. Because of Aria honeymooning, Rekaya honeymooning, koloi capsize, ebe bana ba sala le family. But I didn't check. Go meet rent. Ko town ozong. Ha koloi capsize ko Sandridge. Ebe lona baskimaning ka town house ka di code. You get to then realize or kobo lacks real life ya hai kiko Mirrorlands ko zone 3. And you'll never believe or M3 enter vurpr kwa ko Sandridge. Ko zone 3 ona di ketin. It's because this is what we've normalized Rona in Joburg. But if you go back to Nna in Matatiele, I reason different because the infrastructure is different. The infrastructure is not physical. Even the intellectual infrastructure in the community is different. Habaruanyala, Lux needs to go to Khotlenya banna. Etleting so of the community. Ki bige ko baneng gore batho as let's say I've managed to go through certain steps to prove myself or le nna ke khona ke kupile le mrena amphe setha as a piece of land le nna ke batla o aga and now na ntlu because a house in the absence of your female counterpart it remains a house never a home. I get right, so I want to build a home. Ke bige mo baneng banna ba tlo ntshwarang accountable and say to me oh sure kwako kai and let me land it. When I take this woman and bring this woman to my house, I'm bringing this woman to my family to meet. My family has the right to say Nhlanhla, not this one. But there is no platform for even your mother to say not this one because we don't live in that infrastructure in Johannesburg, in Soweto. Re tjolla strateng, re chekana strateng. We don't have an opportunity to bring. Rona, re tseba hore ha ntwana ka aruanyala. Motho utlo wampincha o lady. Sister, utlo wampincha o lady for about 6 months before ibileng ka change di kera ke we are going forward. If you cannot click and be friends with my mother and my family, then you must understand that there is a natural rejection of you even discussing marriage with me. But now you are too much of individuals. You forgot the institution of family, and that's why we find ourselves where we are. Thank you very much. That's my contribution.
Sorry, before he speaks, I just want to give a shout out again to Ike, Noandile, and Hakim. If you guys can please give them a round of applause for being here on stage.
Yeah, no shonga
we good. Can everybody hear me?
Sure.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming here. Shout out AMAGENTS again. Kamala Mulitabo from Rabi Ridge, nearby Mambisa, Kaslaga Pratebza. So there was a topic that my friend from, I guess, university, we're essentially talking about earlier on today, and he actually decided to send me this question.
Okay.
So it begins like this. Surviving the enduring reality of the township often demands constant distraction, such as drinking alcohol or even dabbling in drugs, where we even find ourselves prioritizing individual survival over collective action. In environments like this, which were originally engineered as spaces of containment, AKA your, what do you call this? Concentration camps, which is what they were intended to be initially, which so many of us must still call home. How do we escape this escapism that we find ourselves in today? Thank you.
Thank you, Letabo.
Mlotshwa.
He's there.
Mic, Ivan. Where's the mic?
There's a lot of questions that we haven't covered, and I want to apologize myself.
Yeah. Guys, any question, or not a question, it was a statement.
Thank you, sir.
A statement that an anonymous sister said.
Yeah.
Guys, please respect yourselves. This thing of peeing on the side of the road, I think that's what she said.
How?
Oh, you're not alone, whoever you are, anonymous sister. Just holding it.
Yeah, these two, sure.
Can I stand up?
Yeah.
Sorry, before you speak, I was still saying. Sorry, there's some noise this side. There's a lot of questions we're not really getting to, and it's bothering me. I'm not sure if maybe we'll address them in the comments in the video, and maybe it's going to be feedback for us on how to improve in future, but it's bugging me. Penson raised something about a Christian guy whose wife has an issue. We didn't address that. I asked Wandile a question here about husband material. We haven't addressed that. I know Paul said something. Ulitabo asked a question now about escaping Ikasi. We're about to jump to something else now.
Yeah.
Because you were speaking about distraction. Uputi at the back, I apologize, I forgot your name, but you were speaking about having our own, maybe a Stokvel, but you spoke about our own government. I wanted to give a shot to Soweto Parliament because I believe that was the idea around it. So I forgot your name first. Lebo. Thank you, Lebo. And there's a lot of things we're just breezing through. Mpumelelo, you also raised some things which I also didn't quite get at the end. And I'm just worried that we end up just making a whole lot of noise and spangumsindo, and there's nothing of substance as Ibamba and that we leave with here. I'm not coming with a solution. I'm just raising something that I think we need to apply some type of sensitivity to these questions and these things that are being raised. And maybe if we just touch on like 3, but they land, you know. And also, I also worry about being performative. Because I'm listening to people and it sounds cool, but somewhere, somehow, we're prying each other. You know, a question was asked here about sleeping with women that we meet. I think I tried to be a bit more honest about, you know, we like trophies and stuff. We do it. It's not like we're not doing those things. But now we need to introspect as a in some of these things that are being raised and the issues that come with it. Because we're getting sick. Prince raised this. Utebs was speaking about this school. These are things that are happening. Economic infrastructure we don't have. These are, but it's and I'm worried. So I think I'm just asking you guys, maybe just hold on to one question or one thought, and maybe if that's all you take home, it's okay. But I know it's bothering me that I'm standing up here and and certain things we're missing. My apologies, sir. Please, may you continue. Litabo, we didn't answer your question, brother, and I'm so sorry. It's such an important question.
All right, AMAGENTS and ladies, how I trust you good, ne?
Sure.
Ne right, ngathi serious. Shout out to AMAGENTS, Mahrotmani, basiphakela ukudla, and I think it's a lot that being said right now. And we have to digest, as you guys were saying. Shout out to Talax, you know, because I always believe umshato should have a purpose. You don't marry for yourself. It's something that is much bigger than yourself. But umbuzo wa Milana, it's pertaining umbuzo utapenyol obuzile saqala. You asked about present fathers and unpresent fathers. Well, it bothers me because mina ngikhule endlini ubaba wami bekumuntu obehlala eGoli ngomsebenzi.
Bekukuphi ekhaya?
Ekhaya kuSembongolwane.
Where's that?
Natal.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So the reason why it bothers me is because I find myself in the same situation whereby angihlali nengane, but I'm a present father, right?
Financially.
Yes. And of which of ubaba was a present father. So for me, I never felt like I never had a father figure in my life because ubaba was there to make our iksasale too much, I wouldn't say easier, but much brighter than how it was. And I find myself in a situation whereby ekaya, it's not like a stable home whereby it's family, how someone would picture family, like a family concept whereby if you go abantu endlini ekaya, you know, there's some yabo nepifinyana. So my question is, I find myself having a kid, and then I tried ukuhlala nengane. I think it was 2 years back, and my struggle was umsebenzi lo ngosebenzayo ngishayisa u6, icrash evalu 6. I can't stay with my kid, but I'm financially there. And when you said that I'm not a present father, it bothers me now. What would you advise me to do? Should I go hire a nanny? Ngihlale naye endlini nengane, because obviously mina noma wakhe asaboni ngeliso lenye. So how do I go about it?
It's a brilliant question. Thank you.
Yeah. Should we hit, or you wanna? There's another guy.
Can I also please suggest, before to here in the front, if one of the questions or one of the statements touches you, Galanje, just let us know.
Sure.
To come answer. Lea Litabo nje, for example, disturbed me.
Yeah.
That a lot of gents kasi.
Which one? Yeah, no.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That's exactly.
So you want us to go back? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Funan.
We've got a drug problem.
Sure.
We've got an alcohol problem in Makasi. We can speak economic infrastructure and building family, but if guys are mentally fucked, because batagi or bakunyiwe, we get nowhere.
What I'm asking.
So this question that he was asking was a lot of guys distract themselves
Yeah.
through these things, and the question is, what was the solution?
Yes.
And I was just saying it's such an important question. Whether we get to it or not, I just want to emphasize how important that
This is the
question
second time you bring it up. Let's hit on it. Because you're good like it.
Yeah, ngidla nale.
When everything you
Wait, Debs, just 2 seconds. Yeah. So guys, there was a great suggestion. Just 2 seconds, just ngicela bafethu. There's a great suggestion by Putu Nhlanhla saying, Guti, the questions that we missed today, we need to have an episode just dedicated to all those questions.
Ubani Nhlanhla? Ubani Nhlanhla?
I don't put that.
Nhlanhla.
Talk
Nhlanhla fethu.
Yeah.
I think you can hit and then add.
Yeah. I think there's one of this thing of presence and not being present is a very tricky thing, because presence in itself is what it is that you do with the time that you have. So when you are there and present for your kid, is your presence felt? Right? Like, are you there just to say bendil and check it around and I'm checking all right, dashiya lo mali ndahamba? Or were you actually there? Wabuza ngezinto, kunjani esikolweni? Who are your friends? What sports do you like now? Hayibo, you didn't tell me when's the next time you're in a play, in a school play. Even if I can't be there during the day, I'll make a plan. Maybe it's during lunch, it's after school, so I can be in those moments. And the reason why those things are important, right? Specifically from being itaima, we live our lives in almost like in segments. And you start to remember certain portions of your life, and how those portions of your life ended up determines what the next phase of your life is going to be as a person. So by the time you become indoor, you become a man, you have all of these traumas, from the smallest and the largest of things. Specifically when you go to Izgolo, like in Model C schools, I'll speak for myself. If there are things that don't happen like they happen for other kids, you feel like you don't have enough as the child, right? Yes, your parents have gotten you into the school, they're hustling, they're doing all of those things. That's fine. That's from a parental perspective of provision. But the child is still missing something. My dad is not here for my soccer games, my netball games, my whatnot. Maybe I like to sing in the choir. That's my creativity. But my mom, my dad, or whatever, they're never here for those type of things. But I'm actually so good. I go, even from a church perspective, maybe they're not, my dad's not really a church person, but we're going with this little choir thing, and we're going somewhere, and we're going to go sing at another church. It's moments like that of showing up. So I don't want you to feel like you're not doing anything. I want you to say, what are the moments outside of the money that I can give, because aniboni solinye no mama umdana, that I can be there that will really shape. I always say for guys, build a routine that is comfortable for you. If Sunday afternoons, it's you and your kid, that's it. Even if it's 2-3 hours, you ask, my day starts like this on Sundays. I go there, we walk in the park, we get ice cream, I get to find out what's going on in your life. And also to impart, I almost say like, when you give someone the opportunity to, and I'll use a terrible word, to brainwash another human to be and to come out being right, you should definitely use that. Because you can't then come out and cry about society being less than what it could be. Society, but you didn't do your bit, because you will be that uncle now who didn't show up, that father that didn't show up to that next person. So make sure that you critically show up with actual things. For me, my father was utadomkhulu wami, because my father passed esemncinci and I'm esemncinci. But I remember the moments when we used to sit. What he had was the gift of the gab, engumfundisi. So we would sit and not read the Bible. We would sit and we would read literature that would open up my mind, because he was clear enough to understand this kid is different from other kids. And I need to understand what he is. And luckily for him, he loved books and I also loved reading. So we could bond over that. And that became our thing. So now as an adult, when I think of him, I think of the moments and the things that he imparted through Ingwati and things that we would sit and talk about, and he would ask me, what do you think about this? And I'd be like, yeah, well, this person is da-da-da-da-da. Those are the moments that are stuck now. So I would never be in any shape or form or space come out to people and say, I didn't have a father. I had a father. And he showed up outside of Imali Neznyizin. He showed up in the moments that matter now to me. Not even then. I didn't know what he was doing then, but what he was doing was giving me the ability to think laterally about the world through books. And that was what he gave me.
Guys, I was reminded by Uputu Jackson. Let's just bring it back to what AMAGENTS is. It's not abantu abahleli phambili,
the guys
coming through with any solutions, because Nazi, we are in many aspects just as lost. You know, so the answers also lie here. Nathi siyacela nisikhulise nani. You know, so even the questions around being a husband, you know, Jackson said he can answer that. You know, so it's not just limited to Banbani, please. Some of the questions, throw it to the floor. Let the guys then pick up their hands and then they answer. School and that's on the side, because Nazi's a pet, the guys as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
100%. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
those
just-
are questions. Sorry.
I wanted to say there's guys that have been lifting their hands for
Okay,
quite a
cool.
while there.
Okay, no,
I just wanted to move from here. Ne? My brother, you can. Yangi's on it?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Do you feel guilty ukuthi awukho endlini nenxosi yakho every day?
No, but the reason why I asked is because Utapian said that you are not a present father.
Okay, 100%.
I think it came from Putin. For the fact that Utapian were schooling and I'm told him that I'm not a present father, but I am a present father. Like I'm in my kid's life. Oh yeah. So I think it came from what Utapen said. Ukuthi, if itemalaka all told the dad is not a present father. Yabo, even though he's present in your life, yabo. Mina itaba not only was he present in Mali, but he would be there.
Sure.
It's just that it wasn't the
Every
norm
day.
of ngizofika endlini ngithole time. I knew when it's December, time is coming.
100%.
You know, yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
we're gonna have fun and all of that. So now I kind of guilt trip to go take. Now I'm sure I'm not a present father. Yeah, I think.
But sometimes you have to be out there hustling, bro.
Yeah. So impendulo yami kuwe bhutam is parent how you want to be you want to parent, not how you wanted to be parented. So Itaima Lako parented you how he could parent you. Parent your son or your daughter how you're able to parent them. Moving on to Letabo. Letabo uteka simfana ama drugs and alcohol are a numbing system. It's systematic, yes, we move past that, but what the core of the problem is the emotions. Amachita adagisa imizwa. That's why bathi idagamizwa.
Yeah.
Because kubhlungu lapho ke. And if we get to the core of king eyu we are able to get to the solution of it, because mhlawumbe la ngibuya khona ngadlengulwa. So coming home every day to see le uncle elsesela elangidlengula ezintwana kuyangidlengula again every single day. So I think ngene ngidakiwe so that I'm unable to feel and I'm not triggered when I arrive there. And then the last question Upen asked me, Guti, what is an ideal husband or husband material? I would think it's a guy who's willing to learn. That's it. As long as you are willing to learn yourself, learn your wife, learn new habits, break old habits, learn new ways of being sexual, unlearn old ways of doing it, learn new money tricks, learn new spaces, learn new guys, get into... A guy that's willing to learn is ready to be a husband, because you are able to get taught by amachita that have done it before you. You don't have to fall into the dish in order to know what to umkoti. Nyabong.
Yeah. I just want to, I can see some hands there. I'm sure the mic will move there. Yeah. Then so please, my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Sanbonan Matota, I hope you're good.
Sawubona bhuti.
First, I wanted to say thank you for the platform. It's a really amazing platform. It really helps a lot of gents, and a real shout out to you guys.
Sorry, can you guys hear me at the back?
Oh, okay. I'll raise my voice. Can you guys hear me? Okay. My name is Vezi. I live in North Riding. I think one thing I wanted to point at was the accountability that Penuel mentioned at one point. So Mauyekasi, and you speak about, or you speak to a lot of young boys, and you speak to a lot of AMAGENTS in general. You see this thing that, one, there's a hustle mentality that's there, something that you need to somewhat debunk, but you ask yourself, is that really the problem AMAGENTS have? And another thing is, why do a lot of men need to learn after a huge consequence? So for example, you're only learning to be a good father after you impregnated somebody, or you're only learning how to actually be a good man after like just something bad you did, you know? And I think it relates back to that question of, it's a topic that a lot of men are tired of. I'm even tired of it as well. But like the boy child being left behind, you know, every time the women do raise really good facts. But at the same time, it also makes you think, what exactly are women doing that men aren't doing, that they're not fulfilling their true potential? Because I really feel like men can, I always say this with my friends, men are Superman. We can be leaders of society, we can be good fathers, we can mentor people, we can be good, amazing people. But there's that lack of accountability that I'm not seeing men are taking there in that case. So is there something that we need to learn from women? What are they doing that we're not doing? Or is there just something that we're missing? So I think that's where my question is somewhat coming from. What can men do to be
Guys,
the best
time-wise,
man?
we also need to just be cognizant of time.
Thank you, Vezi.
Yeah.
Sure. Need to be cognizant.
Yeah,
go for it.
So I just want to drop something and bounce. I think one of the other things we have, I think we've not touched on well enough is the need for spiritual grounding. And I think it links a lot to what Nhlanhla was talking about in terms of how do you actually do it. I think we are speaking over a lot of things. So I just want to leave with this solution around just how do you hold court, and but kukuvula inkundla with your family, right? And I'll give you an example of how this works. When we're going to do something that is traditional and whatnot, in my families, both mom's side, dad's side, we have to hold a meeting with everyone, right? Not men, not women, everyone. We all sit in the living room, in the rondavel, and we have an honest conversation, men and women, about what we need to do and issues that we want to ventilate. I've been lucky enough to be in families, both sides, paternal and maternal, that this has been a practice that has happened all the time. And in those spaces, we say, you can literally shoot at anybody for your things you have inside, because if you keep them inside, that's when things like takatana start to become a thing. You start to pray against each other because I didn't say this one thing about ALX, I didn't ventilate this thing. So the platform, I was taught that there must be a platform where men and women can come together in their home to have it out. Because maybe with your younger cousin, but she can't really get over this thing. How does she do it? How does she create the platform for you guys in the family to have the discussion to how do you do it? So traditionally, where I come from, we have those moments. And funny enough, for a lot of people, if you always ask yourself, why is it that when you don't have that, that's when your family start to use funerals as podiums. That's the problem, because you don't have a podium within your family structure to just deal with things, good or bad. So we have to come back to that and say to ourselves, where do you fall in place? And this is important for men. One of the things in the frameworks that I work on is that men have always understood hierarchy in each other. You know if another guy is better than you. You know if you are better than someone else, you know. But where I come from, when we're in the crowd, we go on seniority. The things you have done out there don't matter here. You are after that guy and before this one. So that humbles you. And I'll touch on Islam as well, even though I'm not really into that as much. It also reflects in its way there, where everyone wears white because we don't want you to be different or feel like you're better than us. So when we go on pilgrimage and we go to Mecca, you go there knowing that we are zitoba. You have to bring yourself down. So to lead in families, you need structure, guys. Like I can't, if it's the only thing that you take away from anything that I've said tonight, you have to build the structures for open, honest conversations to happen in the family. And if that means your family needs to think about how it would be done traditionally, that's what you need to figure out. Because what we then find is that abantu abangomama caucus alone and say izinto zale family so ziye phambili, because they don't have a platform to talk. In fact, I'm going to say something, and this is not against anybody who is Christian. I was raised Christian, right? But I'm an African spiritualist now. The reason why religion infiltrated our society as Africa is because we as men never gave women an opportunity for them to feel like their voice mattered in the greater community. So when another person came and said, but our guy, our God, that person will give you an ear. So yeah, with that I rest.
Just 2 seconds. To add on what you're saying, Putam, and I know I get a lot of pushback on this. I get it. AMAGENTS is a platform where, as a much that we get to vent, but ultimately you have to go back home to Imam or Usiswako that there's a disconnect. So yeah. And the person, or whatever the case may be, there's a language barrier. And that's where I always say, every now and again, not all the time, every now and again, singathi singafaka usisters ezoringa, so that ezokwazi ukukhuluma with those ladies who are willing to give an ear in a language that they can understand. So it must be endlini, half of the job is done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to, I don't know if you want to discuss what we spoke about?
No. Yeah, I just want to touch a bit. Yeah. I know you're smarter than me, so I thought I should go. I thought I should go.
We know that.
I thought I should go first. Yeah, but one thing that I also wanted to touch, because I've seen it even in the neighborhood, Amachitasekas, when it comes to the political space, they've surrendered. And my understanding is that everything, it's legislation. The way we're sitting here is governed by legislation. If this building falls, the law will come into place. Everything is regulated by laws. The food that we eat, the spaces that we cry for, the opportunities, business, be it school, somebody determines the rent that you pay, the clothes that you wear in church, what time to go to church. Everything is regulated by laws, and laws are regulated by politicians in parliament. And also, there's also the three spheres, judiciary, and we seem to have surrendered. I've seen it, Nasemakasi, your typical Orlando. A guy will come from Malawi, he goes to a meeting, he goes to a meeting, electricity, end up knowing everything, all these terms, abbreviation, DG, PVC, and then we elect this guy to become a councillor, then we wonder why a Zimbabwean is now our mayor. So Amachita Sekasi, I think that in the political space, you don't need to, to belong to a party. Yeah, he has Lux, he once started a Soweto parliament. I think we still can do that, People's Parliament, where we run parallel structures, we solve our own issues, use our own monies, compel government, on things that, they are not doing. We can always do, like your AfriForum, they're in the political space, they compel government. If government is not doing ABC in their hospitals, they just apply to courts, they put up monies, and they do that. And I feel with the political space, it's one avenue. The things that you see, Lokshin, Amatrax and all that, those things, they're done by politicians. So, yeah, that is my cry, we seem to have allowed the politicians, to have a free reign, and us, we are just watching there like little helpless children. We must participate in political space. That's what I wanted to say.
Uncle.
Gibbs, sorry.
Can you just put a 15 more minutes?
I don't know what the solution will be. There's some guys who have got their hands up, and I think what they want to say is important.
Yeah, there's about 8 that I've counted.
Yeah. We need all of them to get the mic, because I know some of them are probably going to speak for a while. Or is there a way to give each guy one sentence that they shout out?
Debs was writing down the questions as well. No?
I've been writing down the one.
You're writing down questions. Okay.
Pod. So what I'm thinking is 30 seconds, you ask your question.
For each person?
30 seconds, yeah. 30
Wait,
seconds.
for each person with their hand up?
Yeah, so I counted 8, yeah. 30 seconds to ask your question.
Okay.
Or is that too much?
No, it's okay. I'm going to need you to not give them the mic.
I'm going to hold it.
I'm going to need you to hold it. And if they keep talking past your time, please take it away. And we apologize.
So I'm going to start with the
so
first
that
person.
We give everyone a chance to speak.
Yeah,
we apologize. We spoke too long in the front.
Yeah, we've got about 30 minutes, then we need to leave. So the first person is here. 30 seconds. 1, 2.
Sure, gents. Can you hear me? Sure. My name is Dandelion, and my question is directed to Zimasa and Lux. My question is about the family thing. Why is it mandatory that it's family that you go back to and deal with issues that you didn't create? Why do I have to take my resources and help family that I know don't like me, or I know would kill me, or have maybe even tried to? Why can't it be other people that I know value me and have given me resources and made time for me? Why must it be family?
Thank you, Dandelion.
Okay, Lux, please
what
go.
Are you saying? What are you saying?
No, what I was saying is, once a question is asked, one of the guys must just go on
No,
stage
they
and
mustn't
hit-
answer the questions.
Damn it.
We don't have time. Let guys chat. We're noting the questions. We did say that afterwards we'll try and set up episodes to answer them.
Serious, no more.
The problem is time, guys, and we apologize. We spoke for too long in front. Yeah, and guys can also come to gents afterwards. Don't give him the mic.
Gee whiz, man. Don't give him the mic, man.
Other guys are not going to get a chance to talk, and it's going to be your fault.
Alright, gents. Azania here.
Sorry?
Azania. Mfana was in Northern Cape, in Xhosa Ngendalo. My question is to Uzimasa Nhlanhla Lux. I'm a student leader in my university, and I also study architecture. So most of the issues are systematic in our townships, the way they were designed, the economy, the way it is designed, and the infrastructure it has. My question is, how do we use the tools? Like this room has many intellectuals and thinkers. How do you use this GPU of thinkers to solve these systematic issues, breaking them down in the ways that they were first designed before we can start talking about how we dissect the breaking of the nuclear family? Because nuclear families get broken because people have to migrate to different economies. So that was my question. So
Thank you,
James.
Zanya.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. I'm writing them down now.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? My name is Cassius.
Sorry? Cassius?
Cassius, all the way from Bangladesh.
Not one from Bangladesh?
Yes.
Bangladesh?
Yes, in Limpopo.
Oh, Limpopo. Oh, sure. Hey, man. Ruchata, fit. What's that swab? Hey, I'll turn it Richard, fit. Hey, deadline plus.
Debs, I'll write down the questions.
Mine is very simple, and I feel like we haven't touched it. So I think we didn't touch the issue of depression and also the koloto debts. So I think most of the guys, we don't disclose our bank balances to our family. Let's say, for example, they know you are a lawyer, but you can't afford. So at home, they expect you to feed them and all that. And you end up going to the bank, borrow money, to your friends also, and borrow money. And at the end of the day, you have pressure. You end up committing suicide. So I'm saying to guys, please, let's disclose our bank balances to our girlfriends. No.
Amnamali mina.
Let me land.
Okay.
We need a safe space.
It's a safe space, Mafet.
I want to land now. The reason I'm saying that is because somebody will have only 1,000 and the girlfriend doesn't know. The girlfriend want to go to Santin. What? And then, and then you don't have money. Then you call us, say, and borrow me 2,000. But if you told your girlfriend about your balance, she was not going to choose Santin. She would rather go to Soweto, Disofeng, and then you are fine. So that's why your family expect that now you afford because you drive in Polo. So if they know that you only have 2,000 in your account, they can't call you and say, can you please assist us with 5,000? So it's better to disclose now so that they know that you are only Nixie, then we understand. Thank you very much.
All right.
Sorry.
30 seconds.
Sorry. Please, can you do better with mic management?
30
Guys won't get
seconds.
to speak. Anyone with a depression issue, please speak to Hakeem afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
But Debs, please do better, because there's guys that won't get to speak. Their arms have been up for a while.
So ukhuluma ngama-girlfriend manje
Let guys speak there. 30 seconds with Donsi Mike and go to the next guy.
Good day. So I wanted to touch on the fact that of unemployment.
We didn't catch your name, brother.
I think my name is Shingi Temba, aka Temba.
What up, Shingi?
What up, Shingi?
Sure. You wasted my 30 seconds. But an important thing, I think one thing that we need to discuss with regards to unemployment is we need to deviate from always thinking about the money and then actually deviate that to how we create value, because money is always going to be there, but value does differ. So you have to manage how you're going to create that value on a microscopic level or macroscopic level. So that's one thing I wanted to touch. And then the question that I have is, since we're speaking about masculinity and how to be a man, I think there's also something that we need to discuss with regards to how to not overstep that boundary and become toxic with that masculinity. In that sense, we also need to discuss how do you hold each other accountable as men, because most times whenever we're together like as gents like this, it's always difficult to call each other out. So how do you call each other out? And more importantly, how do you receive being called out as a gent, especially as black men who come from tradition, who also believe very much in pride? That's my question. Thank you.
Shingi, it's nice to see you, bro.
UJ's finest.
Hey, that boy's too talented.
UJ's finest.
Sanibona igama lami uLungelo.
Oh, Lungelo.
Wawanongoma, I grew up in Tembisa, but now I live in Midrand. Okay, so I want to thank you guys. I want to give you guys a shout out. I started watching this show 2022 when it started. Abu Putabo 2, it was their first episode.
Thank you, Malum.
I watched that show in a very different position. But right now, I drove from Nhlanhla to here to listen, to just be in the room, because things are very different right now.
Hey! Come on, man! Come on! Come to God! Come on! Come to God!
Whoa. So, gents, Pratebza, previous episode, uhleli no Penson. You spoke a bit about how difficult it was at a time, but I just want to let you know, gents, what you were doing at a time. You were healing some of us. The guests that you were bringing on the show, I always tell young boys, the most important thing is exposure. You cannot begin to desire something you've never seen or you've never had. So the exposure, the people that you were bringing on the show, they made a huge difference in my life. And also, one thing that you said on some other episode, you were like, sometimes the hack is getting a church. I've been going to church from 2014, and some of the contacts that I have here on my phone, CEOs are people that I met at church. So sometimes you just need to find a church, be strategic. Come to God. Come to God. Come to God.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Mina bangbizu Chopa, makhuang pizza Mordecai.
Hey.
Before we go anywhere, my friend also has a question. So ngiyayithatha question ngithatha ne 30 seconds yakhe. First of all, Penuel, you mentioned something 2.5 months ago, about your cousin and certain things that he does. I do the same. Bengicela nje 30 minutes of your time, put a price on it, please. And then
thank you, Chopper.
Another thing I
manager.
wanted to drive Buffett is that I lived in the reality that Nhlanhla mentioned. Motu ananglili kroza, because they're the only one who has a car, balodi kiela go garage. I lived in that, okay? I lived in the situation. What can you tell us about business and how to run business and stuff? I served 7 years as Soweto. 7 years as Soweto. I've had enough. Ama Hennessy, ama Ice Tropezi, ama Corona, ama Heineken, our we're the ones who are buying it. So stop telling us ukuthi ngihlala eKasi anginamali yesingo anginamali yoku-investor. We've heard it enough. Ngivumelana nompo. We've heard it enough. Now my friend's question was, we are talking about husband material, women this, women that. When are we men going to start defining ourselves physically, financially, according to what we want to be? Before Kenya Basadi. Let's leave women by the wayside and then deal with our issues as men first. Once you are the man that you can face yourself in the mirror and smile, then you can start involving women in it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mordecai.
Oh, thank you, Chopper. Siyabonga Chopper, siyabonga Chopper.
Wathatha imali. What's wrong?
Ungamniki.
Excellencies, my name is Stefone, and
Tifo, okay.
Yes, and I want to make sure that I leave here with something practical. Somebody over there raised something about us coming together to create a government. Just a question for us to think about. What are we going to do about that? Because I want to leave here with something, because it feels like we're talking about a lot of things, but we're not going to come out with something practical outside of this. Thank you.
What is the question? Thank you. That was Ulebo. Is he referencing Ulebo?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. What is the question? We must pull something.
Greetings everyone. Yeah, my concern is one. What I've realized ukuthi inkinga especially for thina ama-out, because we are here for ama-out. Mindset, and then thina we the Africans especially stand into ezinamafi stand ukudlala straight out, stand ukudlala, and then mindset yethu is the only way out. Mindset, because whatever you hear through your ear, it goes to your brain. Whether it's your beliefs, anything you're hearing, it goes through your ears to your brains. So whatever you believe in, or you think you know, everything is all in your mindset.
Thank you,
Let's tell an mindset, please.
Ikama putamu ba ikama la.
Etebza, sorry, ikama la mindset.
Ikama silbambang.
Tebza, ikama la mindset.
Oikam. Johannes. Mayine. Ngizobuya dada.
Good evening, everyone. My name is...
Can't hear you, brother.
My name is Sibusiso. My question is very simple.
Sibusiso?
Yes.
Guys, let's give him a chance, please.
It's addressed to my big brothers and elders who have managed to be in a long-term relationship, sustainably and conducive in the long term, at least 5 years. Can you give us tools, ego management tools, to sustainably and peaceably live with a woman to build something meaningful?
Siyabonga Sibusiso. Thank you.
Sanmoran Banbonk.
Angayibambi.
Sanmoran nonke. Kamalam nguxolani. Actually the reason why ngiphakamise isandla ngifuna ukuzama ukuthi ngiphendule ubhuti ngayi. Ngina 11 years in a relationship. Umalume uzokutshela I'm 5 years now, ne malume. 6. Is it 5 or 6? Malume wandi.
Are 6.
But anyway, some time ago ngiye ngahlala nobhuti, and what I said is ungabi ne script ku relationship. And yangispanela writing. Ngifunde from everybody, but it doesn't mean ukuthi fanele ngithathe konke abakwenzayo in order for me ukuthi ngizoba ne relationship egrand. So try to create your own script. Ukuze understandane wena nomuntu wakho, and that's it.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Busiso. Yeah, another Busiso, but I'm a grateful recovering addict. I was on drugs for 17 years. Yeah, so Lux actually came to my when they were releasing us back into the world, and he was telling us the same thing he's telling us now. So the only thing I believe that can be a solution for us, especially with what my brother was mentioning, is that we need to be consistent. And I hear what Lebu is saying in terms of, we need to be a government and stuff like that, but I do think that small groups create very powerful movements. So I don't think we need to mobilize more people and get into mass things. I think we need to do small little efforts consistently, consecutively, and we'll achieve good things.
Well
done, Busiso.
Well done, Smuda. Well done, brother.
Yeah, he said, you didn't hear.
Evening.
We can't hear, sorry.
You can't hear, brother.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear at all.
Kamalami Muneo, Mbuyethembisa. I just wanna appreciate everything that's happening here. Because it's the first time ngihlangana namajita amabhaya so for encouragement. I'd say I was once in a depression without noticing until I found out that I was undergoing depression. But since sihlangene kanje kunama points amanye ngiwazwile from here and then ingakhile leyo nto. Second of all, I would like to talk about Abo Grotman. Kunenye into Abo Grotman abayimenemene, amamenemene Abo Grotman. I'd say ilimi as Abo Grotman. You can't come to me, encourage me about wrong things. Bambalengani, phuza utshwala, do this. Ibantswembi ba blind. Why can't you come to me encourage into is right? Ntwana yampeka, wazi yapayisiseka yi. Asiyenza so. Because you can't get the positive part about choosing a career or building your life. You always get izinto keep lane every time. There's nothing that will encourage you, Ekasi. So I would like to thank you all, and I wish with lento lenga maybe more often, not once in a while. Ganing, so that we can be built. Because as mahlangene, so I learned a lot. I learned to be a man. I learned my finances. Like it's a career when we're here. Because of someone did this, someone did that. Spirituality, finances, and I grow as a man. Thank you.
Thank you. Debs, I just want to give a quick shout out before I forget. Uputus Piwe Shongwe. I'm not sure if it's one of the co-founders of More Fire.
We have Tizi here.
I'm not sure if he's here, but he bought a bunch of tickets for tonight. Thank you to him, and I also want to say thank you to Sisutuli Manana. She's not here. She says she believes in the work that we're doing. And for 10 guys, she paid for them. So before I forget, those are just 2 people I know that sponsored some of the seats here. And I just want to say thank you to them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Loud enough, ne?
Yes.
Usoni Ninyaniso, ne? Penuel, quick one. Point to your right. Who's right between me and you? You got it. Both of us are right, ne? Secondly, those of you who are leaning on the Bible, let's go. The Bible is the war of the land. It's about the land. 2, when David took Uri's wife, the punishment by God, he didn't punish David. What did he do? He got the woman of David to be raped. Seval. Show me where in the Bible, where the Bible talks about marriage. Except for Paul, who used to kill Christian before he converted. 4th one, Penuel and Mustafa and Penson. To the present fathers, by show of hands, how many of you are on the SGB?
On the school governing body.
Oh!
How many of you sit on the school governing body?
Nhlanhla, Mamela, Mamel. The infrastructure, the resources that government channels to the schools, the millions that they send to the schools, only grandparents are sitting on the SGB. And on the primary pension, from the primary up to secondary, what do you expect when they walk out? Thank you.
Come to God.
Guys, just note that if we don't get to the questions, I'm writing them down and we'll unpack at a later stage.
Sanbonani. Uspuda, I think I'm going to be very short. The black man community lacks one thing: self-love. The reason why Ubu and cheating, I'm gonna put it straight, Ubu Fewe. It's so easy and so prominent in the black community more than any other community because we lack self-love. If you have self-love, you'll understand the impact that you're giving your partner. You understand the impact that's going to have on your kids, on your family. It's tunji sagini. love yourself enough to understand that every action has impact. I'm no angel, I've cheated, and I understand the repercussions that come with it. I've learned from it, and I'm 10 years in my relationship. Not even once have I thought of leaving. Because I decided to love myself and understand what if I do, I'm a Nhlanhla. That's what I have to say.
Yo. Don't cheat on fucking cheat, man.
Thank you, Spusiso.
Don't cheat, man.
Etebza, how many more hands? Etebza, how many more hands?
4 more, then we're done.
4 more.
Yeah. Who's talking?
Black mats.
I can't give you the mic. You must come to me. Shh. We have a woman, man. We have a woman, man. Come on, man.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear you now?
Okay, so my name is Kayla, and I have 2
Kayla.
points. Yeah, Kayla.
Kayla.
Kayla, yeah. A response to one of the guys that was up front when he said, we are marrying for ourselves and not the family, and you can take your girlfriend to your mom, and she says, not this one, my boy. I have a problem with that, or I'm uncomfortable with it, because are you really a man if your mom can tell you who to marry? Because I would like to believe that you are man enough to know this, to choose the right
Let's
partner.
allow guys, please.
Guys.
I'd like to believe that, you know, you're man enough to choose the right partner that you're able to build a future that you see with. So, yeah, yeah, okay.
Thank you, Kayla.
Second point is, I want to ask the guys, right? How do men feel, particularly husbands, when you are constantly compared to a great father figure that your wife grew up with? Does it inspire you? Or does it make you feel insecure? And, you know, I would like us to unpack that, or you guys rather.
It's a really great question.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Penuel.
Sanbonani.
Sawubona,
The
Mdlana.
name is George. I have a quick question.
Sorry, didn't hear your name?
George.
George.
Gorgeous
Yes, George.
I'm asking for a friend. A friend of mine is 29 years old. He has 2 daughters, different mothers, and he's thinking about marriage. So what would the advice be for that guy? Yeah. He intends on getting married to someone different who shares the same values as him.
Oh, not the baby mamas.
Please, thank you, George. Sure. Etebza, there's a guy you promised at some point in the front here. No problem. 2 more, siyabala, babu 4.
Yeah,
4
2
wakho
more,
kumele
2 more.
uhlangane,
Sure,
bro.
gents. Igama ubonginkosi. Number 1, how do you help people who are not willing to receive help? Like elokishini, you find boys uba ngenise gaming, badlala ibhola and all those things. But then you wanna move out of that soccer issue to empowerment. Okay, we're in metric, let's move. But abaziboni bakhuphuka ngaleyo ndlela. How do you support on that? And then to answer the guy who their wife is traveling, I also have a wife who just got married 2 years back.
Congrats.
And then
Congrats, brother.
purity ayipheleli after moketu kushada. Even masoshadile, purity is still required inside emshadweni.
Thank you, Bonkosi.
There's someone here. There's someone here.
We need to rap.
Sanibonani.
Hola, putam.
Hey, lo 4 wakho now is turning into 7.
Sanibonani.
Sawubona,
Igama lami uTshepo. Igama lami uTshepo. Born and raised in Alexandra. Yeah, I was able to move from Alex now ngihlala 4 ways.
Wena.
So yeah, there's a point actually that I wanted to raise. Well, there's also a question which I think my guy here can articulate it better than I can. So adding to a point that Khulume Ulwaba from Khohlu Kamala Kutin, Ute Amakhotman Ekasi, most of them they don't encourage us. I remember I had an experience whereby I saw Khotman Elhamang PM Ekasi, and I asked him because I was curious, what does he do? At that time, they go rough, right? And Khotman laughed at me and said, Anton is over grand. You understand? He didn't tell me a practical way, okay, this is what I did, this is what I do. I went to school, I did 1, 2, 3. You understand? So It was a bad experience. Now that I see it, yabo. When I'm mangsekasi, no, so what I usually do, I got rid of the culture of hiding what we do. Sometimes you're in an environment with people, you are struggling with the business, but you're the person who has a successful business. You understand? But what do you do? Nyahlanganisa. You don't say what you do. Well, help can just be here. So I would like to say let's open up about what we do, and help is not as far as you think.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sebo.
Oh,
Last one.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, we're done.
Sanibona igama uBrian Wakhoza. So Tepo is actually one of my people that I groomed, from Evaziti. We studied industrial engineering together, so tutoring. So he's living testimony of what he's actually saying. Yabo. So I also said that, for me, I always tell my friends, Uguti, anytime God can take me, reason why is that I've already done a lot for a lot of people. So, and that's multiplication. So I feel like to solve those problems, we can also do that to his point. Yabo. So the question that I had to add to that is that a lot of us, we are educated, we are ambitious, we want to achieve, but then there's this identity crisis that we have when it comes to finances, relationships and all that. So I think for us, we need to dissect in terms of adding to his points as well. How do we solve for that? What is that practical step that we can take? Do we start by building ourselves? Do we start by going back home? So matuna and so which one is which? So that at least not a blanket approach, but so that it can be something that is standardized. I'm a methods person, so something that can be standardized and we can all.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Thank you for the work as well. Last one.
1, 2.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Please may you stand up if you don't mind.
Okay,
Sorry, the guys can't see
no
you.
problem. Guys, hi, I'm Artie. What I want
Artie.
to know, Artie. Yes. What I want to know, you do everything for your baby daddy to be there for the kids and everything like that, but he's just not budging. You go to the courts and everything. We just get tired of that because you see Ugote is actually eating on me. And then the day later or years later, he comes back and then I say, actually, no. The time nanditi hiza uzobona abantwana ndayeza ukhoti 2 times you're not showing up, and then when you feel you're good and ready to do that, and I'm saying absolutely not. Am I still a better baby mother?
Manje ukhomba mina athi
ha. Angazokhomba uthetha.
Thank you, Artie. Thank you. Last question.
Last one. Artie, we're not going to answer that one.
I don't know. Gibbs and Penson will decide. I don't know our time.
Yeah?
Sorry, last question.
Yeah, just come and you
Good
so
evening,
we can
guys.
wrap up as well.
Good evening, guys. Hello?
Can you guys hear at the back?
Can you guys hear me? Okay, my name is Jackson. I just wanted to answer a question or two. I'm not asking anything, so I hope it's fine.
Thanks, Jackson.
Okay, sure.
Welcome, by the way.
Hey, thanks, brother. I wanted to answer the question about marriage material. Marriage material, akusindlalo. Mawi out ufuna umfazi, unyusa amasokisi, yabo? So don't even start if you don't have discipline, selflessness, and sacrifice. It stops being about you and it's about the next person and what you're trying to build. So I just wanted to say that and let everyone know. And going to ego management, I've been in a relationship for quite some time. Guys, ego doesn't help. Mele ube nesibindi uyithembe uma uyi-out ukuthi uyi-out uwe noma ngelinye i-out la like le out ishilo, women can smell that thing if you don't have confidence. So you need to have a lot of confidence. Noma kwenzakalani, whether unkosikazi wakho unemali or uphume emalini or uwona mali or usebenza nomuntu onemali, those things mustn't intimidate you. Those things make you do wrong things in life. The minute uzoba intimidated and you're going to operate on ego, uzoqala ushaya umfazi, ushaya ingane, frustrated because you don't have control over life, and life is going to continue throwing things at you that you don't have control over. So that's that. And then my sister, okugcina, my sister, lo khulume ngendaba ye mawushade umuntu baba wakho any means as a better man. Trust me, that should just inspire you as a guy to want to outdo that guy. Asiyekeni bafethu ukuzenza ingane sibe ngamadoda. Thina lapho siphuma khona Eastern Cape uma uyindoda yayimela into yakho wabo. So it's the same for everyone. Masingamadoda sibe ngamadoda siyekeni ukwenza izinto zobubhanxa, siyekeni ublame abantu, sithatheni responsibility for ama actions ethu, then konke kuzoba right. And guys, let's work very hard. Anyone can make it. Sonke sizalule ekasi. Today sikwezinye indawo engcono, it's possible. Hayi ukuthi uclever or anything, anyone can do that. And siyeke nama drugs, siyeke amantombazana, siphile nje ubomi. Yeah.
Thank you, Jackson.
Sabonga, Jackson. Can I? It's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, I want to answer. What do you want to do? So I'm going to have 15 minutes of answering. That is what? Yeah. So, no, this is what I want to do. You want to answer?
No, don't go to him.
Chief.
Say no.
Okay. No.
You are not authority, Baba.
Aye, man. Buffett, this is what we want to do, ne? This is what we want to do, Buffett. So we only have 15 minutes, ne? 15 minutes.
We had 15 minutes, 15 minutes ago.
Wait, 15 minutes for what?
Wait. If anyone wants to answer the question on the panel. So we've got 15 minutes left, ne? So what I think we're going to do, ne? The next obviously we're going to do a review of this, and then the questions that you guys would have another episode, and we'll chill in the kitchen and answer the questions.
But
so right
28 questions.
That's fine. So what we want to do, we've got 15 minutes. So I know Lux wants to have as an answer for one of the questions. Then if Amachi have an answer, it's only 15 minutes, then Saival.
You're going to have to manage them like you did there. So maybe like one minute per gent.
Yeah.
Let each gent close off if they want to answer anything. 1 minute.
Yeah.
But please control them.
No problem.
Tobe go call his office. Shower his card.
Yeah, I think what's important for all of us here is that no one runs the monopoly to intelligence. Ne? Yeah. Over intelligence, no one. I'm here to tell you what worked in my life, what continues to work in my life. So it's not a game of debate and speaking English better than the other. So I'm going to go back to being very practical. Sister, who said, are you even a man if your mother's going to take that decision for you? It's not a decision for me. It's a decision for us in the family. Now, all you women here, don't be hypocrites. You know very well that you possess a natural third eye that a man does not have. You know, you've always, women that are here old enough to have at least once told your man that this lady here wants you and in the wrong way. And we say, "Ay man, I realize after 8 months, when we bonika 1 second." So don't deny my mother the ability to use her third eye when you want to use it in the relationship. So, simple. Now the 30 seconds I fail. It goes back to the lady that said that Ati, Osati, ne?
The other lady was Kayla.
Yes. Osati, question, I'm sure I hope all of a sudden you come back. Let me tell you why Osati and many other Osatis in South Africa go through that. Because Osati, Uchotsi or Unyetsi for herself, not for the family. In African spirituality, we have nothing called a single mother or a single father. Because of when you lose your mind or you lose your life, the families that came together continue to raise the child. I submit. Thank you.
No, it's fine. No. So gents, Akim's got an answer for the question here, depression. So he will give his answer. Tango?
Sure, my bros. For anyone who says they've got depression, is it diagnosed? First question. Did you go get assessed, and is it diagnosed? Because if it's not diagnosed, you're going to treat something that is not that thing, right? So please make certain that you go to your GP. Just go to your GP, go to a clinic and say, hey, I've been feeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need to get it checked out. It's always better for you to treat something that's there, Because if you don't, you're going to create even more conditions. If you know that it is depression, if you do know that it is depression and you've tried everything, please come through at Fola. We can help you guys. 2-3 sessions, you'll be fine.
All right.
Dandelion asked, why must he be the one to fix izinto that he didn't break?
Yes.
It's because you are fixing for the generations that come after you. There's too many fingers that were pointing to the previous generation, and your kids will be pointing towards you. In African spirituality, we don't do it for us, but we do it for the community. To us, that question is westernization, because you are in a singular space. That's why Hlala Kuba townhouse, endlini zethu sodwa. Your kids are my kids. That's African spirituality. But westernization says, take care of your kids, I'll take care of mine. She's my wife, they are my kids. You take care of yours. So decolonize your mind, and you will see, Guti, God selected you in that family to fix that family. It's not about Dandelion, but it's the power vested in Dandelion to fix his family and his lineage. Blessings.
Yo.
I'm asking 1 minute for you. Yeah.
Dai go to kwala ne. Har kai mazaza fast, obon. Har kai mazaza fast. Har kai mazaza fast.
Sanbona, good evening, Sanbona. I'm attending to the question.
Your name, please?
Ntobeko Mthembu.
Ntobeko.
I'm attending to the question. She's out here. Again, I just want to. Oh, can I hold it? I'd like to say, Guti, it's about the dad coming back into the child's life later, right?
This art, yeah.
Yes, okay. So you got to understand that you mustn't make it about you. It's about the child. And him wanting to come back, it's him understanding that I need to be a dad. And yes, you are hurting as a woman, but it's not about you at that time. You can deal with that issue later. Allow him to be a dad and allow the child to have a father. That's the most important. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, please give Ike. Okay. Hey, Ati, I can speak to you afterwards. I disagree with these guys. Yeah.
So,
well, Ike hasn't spoken.
So, Bafet, siyayivala manje bafethu ne. Ulev uta Ike akhulume, Lax somnandi ne. Coach Noni is going to hit, and then I'm going to sit there and then siyayivala.
Bambi Mikey.
Oh, Bambi Mike.
Okay, no more.
That's why I don't want to be a stepfather. But anyway, for me, thanks guys for coming here, and the guys that I meet in the street showing me love, and even the haters. Most of my haters, they love me, and I love them back. And also, I also want to say, hey, to my baby mamas, they've done well. They've done well, and I wish that they can work together, because I'm the common denominator. Focus on me. So, but thanks for them. I've been a horrible guy sometimes, but at least they've been there for my kids, and I've also been there for them. But they must come, work together, focus on me, Yeah. Thank you. Tebza, Ngempandla.
Now, Coach No. No, but I thought you were answering. Okay, Nhlanhla.
So guys, it's gonna be Coach Noni, then the three of us, then Sivala Bafet.
Before Sivala, is there someone from ALX that's coming to speak?
Someone from ALX speaking?
Guys, I just want to say something quickly. If you don't remember it, it will be in the video. There's a gentleman called Fred Swaneker, who is behind ALX, and he's behind the African Leadership Academy, which is the most expensive school in the country. I think it's over 500,000 Rand in Honeydew. People normally speak about Hilton and Michael House. He's a Ghanaian black man, Fred Swaneker. Great visionary, has built these institutions of excellence for black African kids. The African Leadership Academy gives the kids scholarships, but you must have a project for your community that you're doing to get there. These are kids from around the continent. ALX as a space has got very cheap courses that they offer in the tech world. The people that work here will correct us. But whether you have a job, if you have relatives that are unemployed, they don't know what to do with their lives, they can come and study here. And the thing I said last time when I came here was we're always looking for our own Silicon Valleys. And this becomes one of them. There are kids that are building things here. So you can build apps, you can build companies here. Like they've got facilities that are funded. And again, a black Ghanaian brother who's trying to create platforms for people that are complaining. Please go and check out ALX. I don't know if someone's coming to speak on their behalf, but I want to thank them for allowing us to use their space.
Yeah, I think Coach Noni, then ALX, then Saivala Chinasitre.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So when I got here, the conversation was about financial liberation and just basically hustling. And I wanted to take this moment to encourage everyone in here to get on social media. I think that it is so easy for someone to start a personal brand on social media. You have to decide, do you want to entertain or teach? Guys, it's not expensive. You can use any phone that you have. You don't have to be good looking. You don't need a fancy background. It will liberate you. I have 2 degrees. I had a career in banking, but social media pushed me to start my own business. And I think that everyone in this room can start their own business. So if there's anything that you can go home and think about today is, what do you want to do? Are you funny? Can you sing? Can you dance? Then you're an entertainer. Do that. No one cares. If it's for you, then just do it. Or do you have some skills? Can you cook? Can you plait? Are you a lawyer? Do you want to teach about law? Do you want to teach about medicine? Then just start teaching, but it will change your life. Thank you so much, everyone.
Go.
Can you give advice, Marozo?
Yeah.
I can just stand.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
Dumela. So thank you, Penuel. What you said is very true. We do offer courses, I would say work readiness programs. What I've noticed also with people who go to university is that you learn, you graduate, and then what? You know, you're stuck. But with ALX, our programs are structured in such a way that when you're done with your program, you have a readily done portfolio that you can apply with. That is evidence of your work that I am indeed a data analyst and I do have the skills and I built something with those skills. What we also have is a program for entrepreneurs because not everyone wants to do the 9 to 5. And people always say, yeah, I graduated, but I don't have experience. You know, my CV is empty. What we do is encourage the learners who graduate from ALX to approach the founders, the entrepreneurs that took the program at ALX and say, hey, can I build an app for you? You know, can I do data analytics for you? Can I do your posters with Canva? And you use that to build a portfolio. So I did the same thing before I worked at ALX. I did my data analytics. I didn't have experience, but I approached the entrepreneurs here and said, Monchamo businessing, you don't really know what's going on. Can I take care of your data? Can I do your research for you? And that led me to also have clients outside of ALX doing their data, you know, capturing what they were doing now, body physical files, transporting all of that and doing it digitally. So please do come through. The programs are brilliant and they're always researching, always improving them because we do have a research team that goes to companies in the UK, in the US, in Australia. And we say to the companies, what do people lack? When you do the interviews, what skills do people lack? And mostly your communication skills, those soft skills. So people are technically brilliant, but they do not know how to communicate their value. They do not know how to communicate what they bring to the table. The world, the economic world is about what problems you can solve. And one of the key modules that we do here is the GCGO, where you use AI and tech to solve a problem in your community, just to get that mindset going. Like she said, anything can be done, especially now with online. We had an event earlier on where we were teaching people how to become virtual assistants. How do you become an assistant to a person who their business is booming, but their admin is chaotic? How do you offer streamlining and processes to their businesses, you know? And it's very cheap, guys. If you can pay 850 rands for a full year of access to all our programs, all our events are free, where we bring in experts from different industries to come and speak to you and say, hey, we're no longer doing it like this. This has changed. Improve this, you know? So come to ALX. All you need to do is be 18 years and above. You don't need matric. So even if you don't have matric, come through. If you can't afford the 850 a year or you want to sponsor someone, you can pay 85 rands a month for them to access everything. You come here, you book out a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, there's free Wi-Fi. We're open from 9 till 6, Monday to Saturday. Thank you.
Siyayivala.
Yeah,
Mlotshwa,
Lunga.
any closing? What?
Very overwhelming when we got in here, but we appreciate you guys very much. I interviewed someone this week and they spoke about getting into spaces of frequency. It was a lady and she was explaining why she plays golf and why the club that she's in is so expensive. Because some people understand that when you plug into certain frequencies, they do something to you. By virtue of the fact that you guys are here on a Friday evening, it already tells me the type of people that you are, which means I'm honored to be in your presence because it means you guys are leaders. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for wanting to be better. Thank you for wanting to be better for your children, for your families, and for supporting us. At the end of the day, you know, we just abafana basemadadeni eNewcastle intwana sithembisa. We got on mics and we wanted to talk nonsense and also to share some of our experiences and try and connect with you guys. And seemingly you guys exist and you're not just imaginary bots online. Thank you to our brothers in the front. Appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. Thank you to the guys behind the scenes. G, Sizwe, Q, Shoni, everyone else. Thank you to the ladies as well who helped in the background. Thank you to the ladies who attended. It means a lot to us that you guys are here. One of the questions I do find myself asking a lot is that we speak about men who are broken in society, but a lot of them go through the hands of women. So we need to have a conversation about empowering women to raise sons as well, so that it's not just a matter of dad was absent. Women can do a lot. I've met a lot of powerful women who are raising strong boys, either because the mom is strong or because she's realized her shortcomings and she's gone to find men that exemplify the type of man that she wants her son to be, so that there are no excuses. You know, we've got male teachers, we've got male coaches. We shouldn't have the excuses. We've got online, we've got YouTube. At some point, Andrew Tate was a thing to young kids, and then he sort of fell off somewhere along the way. But thank you, guys. I appreciate you, and I hope that this has been educational for you. And where it's lacking, we'll keep trying to do more.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can host more, and you guys can come and chat to us afterwards as well. From my side, ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you. We'll close, yeah? We'll close. So, yeah, Chance, there's a few technical things in that we need to fix. Thank you so much for pulling through, man. We were hoping for 100 people. Even there was a hope in Yana, yeah, kitchen, that's 200, you know. So truly, truly appreciated. My closing remarks, man, you know, for the longest of time, I've been asking myself, why is it that men or generally people can't hold themselves accountable to themselves more so coolly? And I realized that up until, let's say, varsity, you've had someone that you were accountable to. Someone was holding your hand. There were consequences. Whether it was in school, primary, high school, you were a teacher. Like, if you didn't do this thing, there's a consequence. See, those who fail or in back shy. So from birth until varsity, you were accountable to someone. And I then realized that once that structure is gone, people struggle. I've been asking myself, why is it that you're a mentor, you give this person everything? To start this business, and they just don't do it. It's because they don't have people around them that hold them accountable to themselves. And I think as Umchita, you need to find it in yourself that you've been through the phase where someone was holding your hand since you were born until varsity. Now you need to do it yourself, and no one else can help you. And I don't have an answer, but I've been asking myself, why is it that men, after that stage, they can't do things for themselves? Because your mom has been holding your hand since una zero program. By 24, you should know something. But no one was teaching you that, you know? And I've been trying to figure out, what do we need to do? I have no answer. But it hit me during the week that it's tough, because every time someone was holding your hand, every single time, a teacher, a parent, but now when you have to do it yourself, it's tough. And I have no answer, but I'm trying to figure out, how do we teach men to be accountable to themselves? No, go too long, it's too not. But it's been bugging me that how do we teach men to do that? Be your own accountable coach. Be your own mentor when there's no mentor around you. I have no answer, but I hope somewhere in the comments there's someone who will help me. Thank you. Oh.
I've got a cheat code.
Yeah?
I've removed my ego, and I've realized ukuthi I want to podcast and I don't have the equipment. Ting ngicashe emuva kwaDebs. I don't know a lot from a political point or from a intellectual point. Ting ngicashe emuva kweGrootman. There's so many people that are in battles with their siblings for no prove the point. You know, Grootman's going to introduce you to someone. Namathele ku Nhlanhla Lux, namathele ku Wandi, namathele ku yabona. And I think for me, my cheat code has always been around removing my ego. I saw this echimin, boni score school, you know, and you look stupid, and you do, and it attacks your ego. But eventually, you know, you grow into your own, and you find the next mentor and the next guidance. So for me, I've always tried to surround myself with titans, and I think there's always going to be titans, so long as you are persistent and are willing to lower yourself and learn. Guys, you know, inzima life. You know, we're all going through things. Some of us, we're looking, but we're also going through challenges financially. We're also going through hardships with relationships, with family. Nati sisonkela, you know. So, as Amachita have said, this is overwhelming. You know, I'm actually emotional just seeing Amachita here and learning and being part of this community. Thank you to everyone that's here. Thank you to Mama that's there, my sister as well, to our family. Olet is supporting. I know she is. She'll be watching every word that we're saying. But guys, it's siyabonga, man. Siyabonga. We know that guys wanted to get the t-shirts. I think the easiest form or easiest way would be maybe just send a DM, your name, your number, and then we'll facilitate the process through it. Then we can deliver, or you can come fetch it. We will be available for chats afterwards, not for too long because but guys, it's Santanda, Siyabonga. We are
Before you
truly,
close, I need to say.
Sorry.
So Penson speak about something that's quite personal to me, and relationships and family relationships are incredibly difficult. Before I had my children, I had practice, so I'm quite blessed in that regard. I got to change a nappy. I got to watch her first steps. I got to watch her grow. Many people have asked, but they actually don't know my sister, Penrose. And she's here with us now. You know, our relationship is not in a great space right now. But for the fact that my mother's daughter is here, supporting us, Penny, I'll always fucking love you, man. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
Justice.
Gay.
Hey, Joe.
Shut it down.
Yeah, no, hey, guys, hey.
Let's, you know, Lux just saying. Man. But no, Lux just said something that's so important. That no matter what happens, he just said to me, you'll always go back to family. And what we just witnessed now is actually going back to family. No matter what you do, at the core of it is about family. And Amachita now, what they're feeling, and you can all feel the emotion, is because there's a link, man. That it's unspoken. It literally comes from God.
Come to God.
You know. And I just want to say, because Mlotshwa just said it just now, that the relationship is not so great. But what he just did now was a sign of acknowledging and saying there is space for us to heal and be better. And it's something that we just witnessed now. And I think all of us here can learn something from this moment. We are still here, Bafethu. We can still chat. We just need to move the equipment, then we can all be married. But thank you so much, Bafethu, for pulling through.
Thank you.
Tampo, thank you.
All right, AMAGENTS, we're out.